day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to What Sorry, we're running a little bit late. Did you
catch that in there?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. We're about to witness a murder.
That was the single best cold open we've had ever. If we would have got it.
No, I ordered it like 3 weeks ago. They just took a long time to get here because they're from Australia.
Uh-huh.
All the pages are printed upside down.
I was going to say that.
Fight through like 600 miles of dragons and werewolves.
Uh-huh.
Australia.
To deliver a parcel.
Yeah.
Well, I had to pay $500 in school books, and so we're on spending freeze right now.
Mine cost $20. If that makes you feel better.
3 weeks ago.
How many books did you get?
That's
2?
3 weeks ago, $20.
I got 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, and I
of
only got
like
2.
school books.
Yeah.
So when John says $20, he means $20 each of the books that he got.
No, totally.
Because for 2 books?
Yeah. I bought them because they were stupid cheap.
That's why they took so long and are from Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't finished being written yet. They're like...
There's no numbers on the pages.
I'm still a little bitter about it. Just
well, I'm sorry.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Every once in a while, it just says $1 due. That's weird.
That's right. Jonathan, remember that Dark Souls Trilogy art book I got?
Oh,
Delayed
yeah.
for another 2 months.
Whew.
Ordered in like April. Still hasn't been.
Sheesh.
Yep. Anywho, announcements-wise,
Are we going?
is it next Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that fake intro was an actual intro. Is it next Monday that Becca's one-shot is?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
the 15th.
Yeah.
Next Monday, the 15th, we will be here doing a very special one-shot run by Becca, and it's going to be muy interesante.
Yeah. Yeah, let's fight.
There's going to be some fighting.
Fight me.
It's going to encourage fighting. Or not. Whatever.
It's going to get real. It's going to get real toxic alpha down here real quick.
Oh, I'm just going to be the most beta character.
Please do.
I'll just do it you guys want to do, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you? No, what do you think? How about you?
Oh, God, we're going to...
Please.
Well, yeah. Someone is.
Other than that, nothing new coming on the horizon. So,
July sucks.
July's hot. It's very humid, and I'm very sweaty.
I'm very... Not in this basement, though.
It's still a little bit clammy.
Were you hyping up your basement?
I don't know.
Like, seriously, guys, this basement is the best basement.
Sponsored by this basement.
Thanks, basement, for being underground.
You're 1d4 plus 1. Brought to you by the basement.
And
This
Clobroom.
Clobroom is basement chilled.
How do you say that word?
Clobroom.
Carbon?
With 2
Clobroom.
N's.
Carbon.
I was
I
thinking
thought it was an M.
Me too. I'm like, Clarbrum. That's a bad name.
The N's are not connected.
Clarbrum.
And none of the other letters
I hate Clarbrum.
I don't know. Just
I wouldn't
look that
drink it if
way.
it was called Clarbrum.
No.
Good job on the N instead of M, guys.
Yeah.
Also, I assumed it was like
No,
carbon.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Clarbrum.
I always thought it was an M forever.
Oh, boy.
Oofa.
In my defense, it's not something that I've, thought about a lot.
You haven't, sat there going,
You know.
that's an M.
Clarbroon.
I mean, Anne pronounces LaCroix, LaCroix. And then we say it wrong.
It's pronounced lacrosse, please.
LaCroix.
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 mate.
LaCrack.
I thought that was a Y, not an X.
LaCroix!
So then you pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I realized as I said that. I was like, shit, that makes sense. That's why I said LaCroix. My bad.
Anyways,
I don't think
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And dingoes.
Last time,
Clobroom.
you guys had survived an explosion in the Grackle Inn through a little flare signaling and signal leaving. You were able to wrangle yourselves together and began to head through the sewer system to make your way to the Tin Sisterhood and Madame Gloriana.
Yeah.
You stopped and fought a few guards, made a friend, gave him sepsis or something, and then continued on until you found a massive rat swarm, which you also defeated, and then made your way to the exit of the sewer system, which was a massive rounded tunnel, which was basically a sewage waterfall down into the ocean. You found the secret entry to the Tin Sisterhood and are now standing at the door. The figure who opened the door, Roland, you recognized as Fidge, who was the gnomish lady you met while you were down in the slave quarter during your solo time. So, as the stars sparkle behind you, waves crash below, and the smell of poo dissipates on the night air, what would you like to do?
Isn't this door like beautiful?
It is neon orange and neon pink.
It's so beautiful.
So beauty is, in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
Beholder.
This is a good door. Out of my way.
With an eye
Very
stalk.
camouflaged, I see.
Just floats down
Somewhere
behind
in
us.
somewhere in the cones that are slowly being burnt out.
Kismet is staring at it starry-eyed. They love it. It's the best door they've ever seen in their life.
Can I help you?
Sanctuary.
Alright, so I have to make a wisdom saving throw to attack.
What? No.
Quack, quack, seat back. Is that what we're doing?
God,
We're
God
here to
save
see,
the outcast.
We're here to see Madame Gloriana.
Who sent you?
Wouldn't you like to
The
know?
bartender from
The
Nick.
bartender.
Yeah.
Bartender
That one.
in the capital city. Well, okay.
Yeah, from the Crackle.
That was a journey.
Well, I'm
The crack gun.
The crackle is the best.
Kraken.
I tried my best, everybody.
From the Nestle Crackle bar.
Oh,
Nestle Cracker Barrel.
it was. Was it Remy?
I didn't know it was maybe, I don't know, it was the hot one.
Rat patootie.
It was that the
Oh, Malicos.
Yeah!
Oh, you should have just said the hot one.
the crackle.
Thank you, Virio.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Either the two of you individually or one of you with advantage.
You take it. I barely said anything.
Okay, persuasion?
Yes.
18.
Okay. Okay, well, I mean, that makes not a lot of sense to me, but if Malicos sent you, then it must have been for a good reason.
The grackle was exploded.
Oh, right, we're just offering information then. That's cool.
That seems like a good enough reason to head off.
I don't know if that's a secret.
Come on in.
Most people probably know by now.
I know there wasn't anything
It's been like 10 minutes.
They don't have phones here.
It was just the soldiers, guards
I'm
marching
sure
down the streets.
The-
word of mouth got out from all of the people who were staying in
To the
Crackle.
secluded place? The fire doesn't give itself smoke signals.
We shall
Like, hey,
follow
this is the
you,
crackle that's on
Madam
fire right
Gloriana.
now.
The Australian mailman right up here is like, the grackle's exploded. Read all about it.
Since you guys left the explosion site, like it's been like 3 or 4 hours at least.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
It's been a good
Oh.
while.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She opens the door and gestures for you to come in, and that sort of sickly floral, like artificial floral scent that you kind of smelled outside the door, just hits you in the face like a ton of bricks. And as you walk in, you can see that the rest of this hallway that she's leading into is just as ostentatious as the door in a way.
I love it.
No, it smells kind of garlicky to me.
Oh, sorry.
Can't believe you took my joke again.
Um,
I was doing the thing where I was waiting for John to stop talking so I could say my joke.
You gotta be more impolite to get your jokes. That's the real
It
secret.
makes editing the podcast a real good time. So as you're walking in, everything in here is like objectively fancy, but it isn't. As you're walking through, you can see that there are these very nice, ornate, like golden shelves and glass display cases, some of which hold items that look like they may be worth something. You see a few statuettes of various epic figures, or like a small gem-encrusted jewelry box. And then the paintings on the wall are very nice oil paintings of some people. It's hard to say who, there's so many of them, but some of them are also like crayon drawings and like just shiny, just crap as you're walking down. It's all very neatly arranged, all very well organized to display. And as you make your way through, you can see at the end of the hallway there's sort of steam emanating.
Is this the headquarters of the Blue Heron Gang?
The who?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was a while ago.
The red herrings. The blue marlins.
Actually, though, what was the
Tin Sisters.
Tin Sisterhood.
what were the thieves on the
They were
on
the
the
red
train?
herring.
They were the red herring gang. I thought it was close to red herring. That's why
You
I said the blue.
Oh yeah.
I said blue heron.
We were like, hey, we should name ourselves something close to that.
That's what it was.
Swordfish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Blue bears.
Yeah, simplify ours.
Swordfish
Or-
and herrings are not.
Not at all. the
Close.
same. I
They're
know.
both fish.
Yes.
We snaw.
All right. So we see steam.
Yeah, at the end of the hallway.
I would like to investigate the steam.
I would like to investigate the beautiful art all over the walls.
All right, sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I wanna look real hard at the items in the glass cases, but not touch.
Okay.
Like arms behind me, leaning forward.
Scooping forward.
I
All right.
investigated an 18.
In 18, you can see that this is just a very mixed.
Yes.
Yes, also?
No.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff on the walls.
Wow.
It's kind of like walking through the home of a collector of items who doesn't know the value of things. Like, you'll see something that, like, you inherently know is like, wow, that's just like a diamond sitting on a red velvet pillow, and it is, like, the size of a fist, and it's just sitting there. And then it's next to, like, a damn near, like, plastic action figure. And it's just all this random stuff just
Huzzah!
displayed.
So it's a person who collects things of value to themselves, not monetary.
It seems so.
Hell yeah.
Do you have? Is this a curiosity cabinet you have here?
No, this is just all of not all of, some of Madame Gloriana's things.
Oh, I see.
She just likes to display them for people to look at.
I make an action figure pose, like doing the worm.
You can touch it, just don't take it with you.
Oh, neat. I take the big diamond and I flip it upside down.
I would
It's
also. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Anarchy.
That's it.
I would also like to investigate the steam at the end of the hallway.
I would like to
will
stick
walk
my
down
hand
that
into
way.
the steam.
I'm
Right.
not going to do that, but
So as you
I want to
guys
see
are
where it's
kind of-
coming from or what's causing it.
Looking over the items in the hallway, Aurora and Fenric are able to sort of beeline it down to the end of the hallway, and it's a set of two tinged kind of a greenish blue glass at the end of the hallway, and steam is somewhat creeping through the gaps at the base and the top of it.
Ooh, that's a
Is
cool
it
look.
glass like see-through glass, or is it just steam behind the glass?
It would be, or it is, but all you can see is like steam kind of billowing up against the doors.
I love saunas. Is there a handle?
Oh yeah, there's two
I
big,
like to open the door.
All right, as you open it up, that floral scent is like unbearable now.
Dear Lord.
And it is hot and it is heavy steam.
And I just say, I'm going to go, well, see if she's in there, and I'm going to push Fenric in and close the door.
I want to try to grab your hand and pull you in after me.
All right.
I'm gonna say something about something. You're the water person. Pull you in.
All right. So just sort of make a strength contest.
Bring it on.
This is gonna go well.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna
is
say
not.
this is not. You need a. That's cocked.
It's well, maybe I should roll my dice without, like, everything in my dice.
I was rolling with goldfish in my bowl.
That's very mantra, though.
Yeah.
18.
18.
So you like go to shove as he turns around to grab you, and you guys are just both kunk.
That's how physics works.
I
That's
look
the
over.
steam.
I look over and I'm like, "Are you guys holding hands?"
Ah!
She like go first. I pull her in.
Go ahead and make another strength check.
Oh no.
Me too?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aha! 15.
All right. Yeah. Fenric just sort of
I
like
rolled a nat 1.
grabs your
And
arm,
I
sort
have
of like.
-1.
Caught off guard, or were you?
Despite the height disparity, Fenric just sort of like grabs your arm and sets you inside the sauna.
Oh my god. I'm like, "Are they holding hands?"
Maybe we should let them be.
I want to turn around and look at the closed doors.
Sure. Good.
I walk into a room and the first thing I do is turn around.
You can kind of see the vague figure of Virio.
Fantastic.
Steam.
I draw a smiley face on the door
Okay, so
in
from
the
this side.
steam.
Alright, at this point, I'm like walking into the room.
All right.
Okay, I would like to walk as well.
Hello, is there anyone here?
Go ahead and make perception checks, both of you.
12.
Nope. 7.
7. Fenric, you can kind of hear like dim echoing of conversation happening. What was yours again, Aurora?
12.
12. You can hear quite a few voices in this room. As you both sort of make your way forward, you can see the primary space in this room is taken up by a massive hot pool in the center of the... Hey, buddy. What you doing? Not going to fit through there. A massive pool in the center of the room. Steam sort of hangs on the ceiling and low along the pool. The floor beneath you is a red and white tile with silver and gold threads running between the tiles themselves, as well as a silver and gold rug to avoid slippage while walking past the pool. The ceiling above you, somewhat covered up, is a gold inlaid engraved ceiling with just very floral imagery. And also helping to support this room are huge gold pillars with more of the floral imagery running up it. The pool itself has all manner of person inside of it. As you guys are walking past now, you can see big teal and pink soap bubbles sort of floating across the top of it. There are quite a few figures in this tub. You see some humans, elves, gnomes, dwarves, a few tieflings. You see several half-orcs playing what looks like floating beer pong with glasses of champagne. You see multiple pairings sat along the edge of this room. Very plush couches, whispering and laughing. You can hear poetry being read aloud. And you do notice the head of the bath. You see a large sort of stone-carved chair as you're making your way forward. You see a woman. She sits about 7 or 8 feet tall, and from her jawline down, you see thin red and green tattoos running straight down. Her head is bald, and you can see thick, heavy black eyeliner and eyeshadow. Her ears are generously decorated with golden hoop earrings and ruby studs. And as the two of you are standing before this person, Fidge sort of clears her throat and says, this is Madame Gloriana Treebreaker. Madame Gloriana? She kind of looks up in your general direction. These guys just showed up at the door. Malikos sent her.
So I was like calling hello when I walked in. Did anyone, this is the response, when I was like, hello, is there anyone in here?
You kind of just sort of fell on deaf ears because everyone is like in their own world.
Oh, okay.
They are partayen.
Yeah, you can see like you were walking through, it was like you saw people sitting and reading together. You saw people getting massages on the side of the room. Like this is
Luxury.
a very luxurious room that you are in.
Damn, that sounds awesome.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to bow.
Okay.
No, he
Go
may
ahead and make a
not.
performance check.
Okay. Not great. 8.
8. You like almost slip and catch yourself. Or you almost slip, but you do catch yourself, and it's like not obvious, but you toddled a little bit there. She sort of smiles in your direction.
I look up and
Maybe
be
you're
back.
drunk.
What can I do for you?
We were told to come here by Malikos from the Grackle.
Malikos.
I know, he's beautiful.
He's almost as steamy as this room, is what I heard.
She laughs.
But there has been much trouble, and the Grackle was attacked and is no longer standing.
That is
And
concerning.
so in our fleeing, we were told to come here.
And Malikos sent you, which means that there is indeed some form of issue. He wouldn't have shown you the way if he didn't trust you. I suppose I can give you my aid. Is it just the two of you then?
No, there's some more of us out in the hall. In the hall.
Fidge, why don't you go retrieve their friends and meet me in my study? And she stands up, and you guys can see like those tattoos continue like all the way down, and she is yoked. She is a Goliath.
Yes.
What does yoked mean?
Jacked, swole,
Okay, thank you.
huge.
Is she clothed?
Huh?
I said, is she clothed? I mean, we are in like a...
That was my question as well.
Scantily. but
Okay, when
she's
you
wearing
said
a-
yoked, I thought that might have been naked, but I wasn't really sure. Like, I had never heard that word before, so I was like...
Yeah, when you've undressed an egg yolk.
She was
I thought the
yoked.
exact same thing, even though I do know what the word means.
Yes.
But I picked and she is nude. I was like, okay.
I really thought that's where it was going. I was like,
No. She stands up and
Alright,
gestures
well,
for
now
you
we
to...
can all laugh about how dumb I am that I don't know the word yoked.
It endears... It's endearing to know that you don't know all these terrible, terrible phrases.
Well,
Like
I
tea
know
time.
these bird words.
I wrote
That's
That was my
down
favorite one.
when we were in the hallway. I'm like, she's a Kenku. So I literally wrote it down because I wanted proof that I called it, but nope.
So
Opposite.
close.
Yeah, I'm like, this is John. She's gonna be a Kenku.
It came through the thought cycle.
Yeah.
No, I just did a Kenku not too long ago.
Yeah, fair.
She's a naked kangaroo.
It's like when you like walk by like a grocery store in Chinatown. There's like a plucked duck hanging in the window. Just a plucked crow person.
That's terrifying.
Wait, isn't that the Dark Crystal, pretty much?
Kinda, yeah. Like a
Alright,
sketchy-
we won't take away but how beautiful she probably is, though, because your description is very nice.
She is very pretty.
She can be beautiful and nude.
That's true.
Well, yes, I know.
Nope.
They go really well
That's
together.
a deal breaker.
never nudes.
Never knew.
That's my
So
just
she
scary.
stands up and leads the two of you into a room adjacent to the large steamed one. There's a heavy oak door that she swings open, and it kind of creaks open. And you're hit by more of a dry heat in this room. There's a very nice fire going in the fireplace, and this room seems to have a lot of books and scrolls sitting on the shelves
I
around,
love it.
and some very, very comfortable looking couches and chairs as well. A few moments later, Fidge comes to the rest of you out in the hallway and says she wants to talk to you guys in your study. Is that cool?
Is it as
Sure.
humid
Yes,
as
it is.
that room?
No.
Then
No.
yes.
It's gonna be humid for a minute though, like walking through that room.
I pulled my hood like so close around my face and tuck all of my hair up into it.
I keep flipping the diamond. It's all I've been doing. And I'm just like, God, this feels so familiar. Just repeatedly doing it.
Alright, so you guys are led through. You see the scene as well. Very lavish room. Lots of people swatting pencils.
Hey, don't yoke somebody. Wait, don't yoke somebody's yoke.
Then eventually you are led into the room and you see she's covered herself up with a...
Should I turn off the AC? Or did we decide it was okay? Sorry.
It's been alright.
Okay, sorry.
Fidge leads you into the room as well, and Madame Gloriana has wrapped herself up with a black and red sort of toweled robe. And she's sitting in a very large armchair next to the fire when you all walk in. And she smiles as you all enter. So, Fidge tells me that you are all friends of Malicos's. What can the Tin Sisterhood do for you?
Yes.
Are
Where do
you,
we even begin?
are you seeking to escape the city? Are you seeking to
No.
accomplish something within the town?
We're looking for someone.
Yeah.
Well,
Who
I
are you
would
looking
say
for?
I had to look back at my notes. Yes. Yes, we are.
I'm pulling out random papers.
Clips are skittering on the ground. Who are you looking for?
do we still have Augie with us? Or no, he left.
No, Augie is still with you, and he's just sort of been just very, very obviously uncomfortable this entire
Perfect.
time.
Okay, good.
Naked.
Yeah.
We are looking for Brass Stash.
Quincy Breast.
Quincy Brass Stash.
Yeah, from that town that's kind of on the
Steel Farm Camp.
From
Steel
Steel Farm Gap.
Steel Farm Gap.
We have
Nailed
reason to believe that finding her could help alleviate other ongoing
You know Sony
concerns for
Tark?
the world.
I do not know a Sony Talk.
What's his real name?
Arcos Bashar.
Shard.
Arcos Bouchard.
There are lots of dynamics occurring that could affect
Yeah,
the
like Fortissimo.
whole world.
I get it. That's a music reference.
Wait, is that loud? Is that loud or soft? What is fortissimo?
Loud.
Very loud.
Loud?
Piano
Okay.
is quiet, unless you play it loudly. It's
That's what I was gonna say. Damn.
piano joke.
Fortissimo piano.
What's-
Aha, I get it.
What's your business with Arcos Bouchard and Quincy Brassdash? Then you seek to find Quincy? My people tell me that she is a guest of Mr. Bouchard.
I think guest is probably a loose term for she was kidnapped by them. Her eyeball.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Well,
Thanks for the drinks. They're really nice. This
did
is
everyone get their club room?
yeah. John, just Photoshop.
Wait, here we go. There we go.
Ah, refreshing.
Ah, so
Yeah.
good.
The quenchiest.
I love
Clarberin.
Excellent.
Too good.
Well, I'm no friend of Mr. Bouchard's myself. But people who cross his path have a tendency to go missing, or worse. So, what do you offer in assistance, or what do you offer for me to get out of the deal?
A bunch of other cities are kind of getting their shop rocked.
How so?
There have been attacks on 3 cities now, or 4? Steel Farm Gap. the one that we walked past.
Low.
Keenlow.
And Keen High.
Did Fenric make that joke?
If she said that, then yes.
So
That's
and,
what Kismet
and now the capital. I'm from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was
Bender.
Aren't we in the capital?
We are, and there was the attack on us.
Zadara.
Zadara, your hometown that you grew up in.
We are currently in.
I love Zadara.
That was Kelly and not
All right.
Aurora.
Kelly did her right after, and I choked on my LaCroix.
On your
Oh my goodness, what's going on?
So I don't know if it's necessarily something that we would be able to offer besides our services in trying to prevent any further disasters. But that
Anyone have any ideas as to why the common thread or the antagonist?
He was sulking the whole time.
Senator guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Potentially removing him.
there was also a lot
would be a
of
benefit.
Yeah, killing
Drow
the shard
killing
would be
people.
nice.
I have heard the news from Keenlow. We are aware. Some news came in on a tram 3 or 4 days ago, I believe. Tom Dog were spreading word that had transpired.
We were there in Keenlow.
My aspirations in the city are not so grandiose as to save the world. I simply wish to elevate my position within the city. And if Arcos Bouchard was removed from that position, well, it would stand to reason that someone who had a hand in his removal would be able to step in and take over his job, especially if he's up to, as you say, some shady operations, including kidnapping.
Good enough for me.
He's up to many shady operations.
Removed as in murdered or just shamed?
Head removed as the head. What are we doing here?
First
I believe
removed.
the most effective way in Zadara to remove someone from a position of power is not to kill them.
Sex scandal.
You're not far off the mark.
All right, I'll do it.
You don't know what he's into.
2.5 days later. You'll never take me alive! I didn't have sex with that goblin! I never have sex with that goblin!
Then explain these wax marks.
All of your pillowcases are burnt.
Wax everywhere.
There's no reason for him to be getting arrested, but I made him being arrested.
We've solved John's sex puzzle.
Well,
Wait a second.
all
Wait a second.
Alright, cool, Zadara saved.
Is that dexterity?
Alright, back to Dinar.
We do have some experience in
Sex scandals.
in the reputations of people with power.
Do we?
Hello! I was a person of power whose reputation got
It
ruined.
wasn't by you on purpose.
Well, maybe
I
we'll
know how to
accidentally
take
save the
this.
city.
Insurance. Wait, don't pay taxes. Yes. Let's convince him not to pay taxes.
I'm sure he already does it.
We'll get him in like 10 years.
Long con.
10 years later.
We'll be level 4s by
Tax
then.
evasion. Who would have thought it was tax evasion? I should have told Archie I loved him when I had the chance.
I pay my taxes.
And I don't love you.
I paid my sex tax.
Oh my god.
The best
Sorry.
way, I believe, would be to influence the council in our direction. If he's taken out, then there will be very heavy inquiries by the council as to why the power behind the council has been removed, and they may begin to fear for themselves. However, we do have some council members that would err on the anti-Arcos side of things. He currently has 5 of the 7 council members leaning in his direction in blackmail, threats, whatever else he may have on them. But it's pretty well known that the only ones who stand up to him are Ketris Daymore and Erwin Gavestone.
Erwin gave some?
Gavestone.
Oh my gosh, are we
Dave
supposed to
Stone?
remember all these names? Say them again.
Marvin and Erwin.
Ketris Daymore.
Ketris?
Would you mind spelling those?
No,
Like-
I'm just gonna guess.
Key,
Spell it how it sounds.
Daymore.
Tris.
Beatrice.
And Mervin?
Erwin.
Erwin Steve.
Erwin Gavestone.
Gavestone.
I'm sorry.
These
That's
are
the key to the mystery!
That was terrible. I'm sorry.
Councilman against Arcos.
How many councilmen are there?
7.
Ugh.
Only one person needs to actually take these notes. I don't know why I'm writing this down.
You guys should be proud of me. I'm taking notes.
Viria's just like, oh, other people are going to remember this conversation.
He thinks about flipping that diamond back in the hole.
So which way are they leaning? East,
Away-
west?
Away from Arcos.
Yeah, he smells.
Don't
Like
say
garlic.
it. Oh. Thought you guys-
Damn it.
does he-
I have a possible lead on being able to swing a Tyrig Stonejumper to our side.
We're up to 4.
Gold medal
Only
Olympian.
3
Tyrig
left, guys.
Stonejumper is another councilman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna lump all these together. So far we have Gavestone Jumper.
Mervin? Or Daymore?
No, it was
Ketris.
Ketris.
Mervin Gaymore. Love it.
You should come up with a name, tell her, and then use the one that she uses back at you.
2-person telephone fantasy names.
It's
That would be better.
That's
That would be
amazing.
amazing.
I just give it a day to stew, and then you'll be very surprised at what I can come up
You won't be anywhere close.
In the vein of, as you mentioned earlier, murder, we do have one council member who,
He's murdered.
well,
He's a murderer.
we have a person who is there number 2 right now, and
Is poop?
well, sneaky spy poop, if you want to think about it that way.
But who
Don't
does
wanna
number
think about
2
it that
work for?
Number 2 works for
Arcos!
Hildy Winterglyph.
Oh, wait, who's Hildy Winterglyph?
She is the woman in charge of the Ember Forges.
The Ember?
The Ember Forges.
Amber Fort. Wait.
Ember.
Amber.
The Ember
Ember.
Ember Forges.
Ember like fire?
Yeah.
But her name is Winter.
Yeah.
Madam Gloriana,
Yes.
She wasn't born into it.
is there any way that we could receive a chart from you with all these names on it?
Chart for council people that I wish to have removed from the council. That's called physical evidence, honey, and I'm not about that.
No, how about just a
No,
do you
just
have
a
an
chart-
org chart
Just
of
a
some
chart
sort?
of
A cloud. In the cloud.
Archie.
Slow down, slow down. You want all of these removed from power?
No.
I just want a
okay.
chart.
The first 2 names.
We'll just write them last.
First
then.
2 were against him, but then you said you
Ketris-
wanted a chart of names, and then you
Ketris
said...
and
I-
Erwin are on our side, or your
Gotcha.
side. Tyrig needs to be persuaded in whatever manner you devise.
Over to Archie's side, am I right?
And then Hildy
Oh,
Winterglyph
yeah.
needs to Hildy Winterglyph needs to be removed in an unsavory manner, in my opinion, but
Done.
Dude.
some of you have seemed to have no issue with it. We've noticed if you get the council to swing in our direction, we can make a move against Arcos. If we attempted to aid you in taking him head on, we would probably be overrun by the Chevaliers, possibly the Hammers of Meradrin, and whatever household guard he keeps in his tower here in the city.
Dogs.
If you have the council, then you have the Hammers, and you have the Chevaliers, and you remove 2/3 of his forces. Now, if you
Nice.
think that you can take him head on, by all means go ahead, but I'm not going to risk my people doing that.
Wow.
We would never ask.
I mean, that's
that of you.
smart, to be honest.
What would be the
That's what I
time frame of accomplishing this? Is there like a veto ceremony date in the future? don't
Like
know.
a constant media presence saying we need to impeach him, but nobody ever does anything about it.
No, it's the council members are sort of elected years in advance. So the moment one of them is removed, taken down, dies, retires, the next one is in place.
But is the next one any good either?
The one behind Hildy Winterglyph is our person. Now Tyrig is a coward. That's why he can be persuaded. You just need to make him fear what you will do or have on him more than what Arcos will do.
So let's say we get all these councilmen on your side.
Yes.
What is the likelihood of then you becoming a sort of
Another Arcos?
emperor-esque person?
My position in the city would be elevated, certainly. You would have a friend in the higher-ups within Zadara, for sure.
You're already in the mountains, aren't you?
We are just on the outskirts of town. This is my
Oh, okay.
private estate.
Okay.
What's your alignment?
Are you good?
Good is
Yes,
subjective,
exactly,
my dear.
exactly. Thank you.
I believe
True
what I'm
neutral.
doing.
That-
All right, deal.
That sounds
Good
like a
enough
bad
for me.
person answer to me.
That sounds like a
I
neutral.
walk up to her as close as I can get. And I go like this.
Oh God.
Like
Make
lean
an
in.
insight check.
Lean in. No, not one. lean in.
Okay. She sort of like raises an eyebrow at you and sort of shakes her head.
All right, I actually would like to make an insight check, though.
Okay,
It's
go
like-
ahead.
Are
All
you
right, well, it's slightly better.
are you from the Vale of June?
Perhaps originally, dear. I was brought here in servitude many years ago and have earned my ability to climb the social ladders of Zadar since.
I love her. I want to be her. I was her. At one point.
10.
I had a
Jen?
dream once.
You get the idea that she doesn't want Virio to touch her.
That's fair. A lot of people don't let me lay on hands.
That
Miriam,
required
come here.
an
I don't
insight
think she wants
check.
you to touch her.
Well, you want me to what?
I don't think she wants you to touch her.
Oh, you don't touch her.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
I wasn't planning to. I wanted to whisper in your ear, so I
Okay.
didn't have to yell embarrassing questions.
It's no problem, dear. Most of the Goliath population is indeed from the Vale of June, in one way or another.
Oh, that's cool.
I was told I can't go around just asking people that.
You do you.
I'm in the background. Like,
Now, I have some information that may aid you on whichever direction you may choose to go, whether it be Tyrig or Hildy. Both will need to be accomplished before any moves are made, but Fidge has been very useful in gathering information about these marks. We've been playing around with the idea of making a move ourselves, but since you're all here and hell-bent on the common goal, as it were, then I don't see why we shouldn't help each other out. We'll give you whatever supplies you may need, or lodging, or place to stay. We can get you around the city
Long rest.
somewhat covertly, and you can help us move up in the world.
Does she seem like she is very earnest in the way that she's trying to express? I'm trying to think of the right way to ask it. I want to know if she wants to do this for herself or she wants to do this for a collective. You
Sure.
know, like if it seems like she's very selfish.
Okay, yeah, go make an insight check.
12.
12. She seems to be presenting herself in a way that, like, she has sort of crawled up from the bottom and is like very much presenting herself as the figurehead, which she is. But she does seem to, from what you can tell, have the interest of the entire group of people that she represents at heart.
Okay.
Can I also make an insight check on the similar thing? Because I see so much of myself in her, but I also don't want someone evil.
Insight check. Is this me?
Yeah.
More of an
Because
inside
Hello?
I
joke.
was evil in going up to that place, and I want to see if she is like following the same footsteps, basically.
So you're making
I
inside.
didn't make a good insight check.
She seems on the level. You think. You're not sure.
Rolled a 2.
Damn, we suck at
Agreed.
insight.
She looks like a real jerk.
Hard
This
to read.
this Tyreg, is he more susceptible to intimidation, or is there a way that we can implicate ourselves less if he were to talk?
I don't believe...
Does he
physical-
stand for anything?
He's the council member in charge of the fleets, the shipping. So my best guess would be to find something dirty in his ship logs. He has an estate uptown, and he also has an office down by the docks. Those would be 2 good places to start. He's typically down at the docks most of the day, so I would recommend, if you're going to check his home, to do that in broad daylight, as it were, and if you're going to check the docks, to do that in the evening when there are fewer staff around and it's just your general guards.
Now, my compatriots might think this goes against past experiences, but I would like to, if at all possible, allow him the possibility of thinking he came up with this himself. Less blackmail, more changing his mind.
Certainly.
Is there... What drives him?
When he was younger, he was much more... Excuse you. Much more...
Did I pick that up? Fuck.
Yeah.
I pointed it the other way. God damn.
Need a cough button. When he was younger, he was a much more bold person. As he got older and sort of got comfortable with his council position, he became less aggressive towards other council members, and we believe that Arcos has threatened harm upon him or his family if he does not side with them. But we believe that there are shipments coming in from Lelania to the south, which are not being recorded.
Interesting.
We've observed the ship coming in, but it's always at a time during the day when there's not a strong guard presence. And the shipments do not go to his normal general holding. He has a private holding establishment somewhat nearby, but not his normal go-to for his bulk income of deliveries.
Very well.
If you were able to, you may be able to trick him into thinking he's been doing the wrong thing. You may be able to, I mean, blackmail is certainly a way to go.
Of course, that's a very good fallback.
I can, like, jump out into the street when he's in his carriage or something. Just get run over and then he'll feel real bad.
Be a whole turning point.
And then he'll pay your college education.
I already have a college education.
Hey, me too!
What? Did you know that I have a doctorate? Did you
I
know? Have I told you this before?
Huh?
No, now seems like a good time, actually. Tell me all about it.
Well, okay, here's my 9-page backstory.
It all started when I was born.
I read it and learn everything there is to know about Vireo.
So he hands you a copy of his autobiography.
I started it when I was able to write, so you're gonna have to deal
I'm
with
reading
my.
that. I'm reading that part right now, so you must tell me.
Have to deal with the 6-year-old writing and drawings I did.
I never listen to Vireo. I don't want spoilers for the end of the book.
I'm
When I'm
free
on my
today.
deathbed and I tell you everything.
The treasure is buried in the Vale of June.
You're not actually Vireo, you're just someone who read Vireo's book, and then...
Spoilers.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
Well,
Holy
there
shit.
goes
That would
that
be,
arc.
yeah.
Yep.
Sorry to just change your stuff.
It's alright.
So that's really the best advice I can give you for tie rig.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
Do you have a bed?
We have
I
one.
can...
Yes, if you all need to rest up for the rest of the evening.
Anyone can come along.
Throw your keys in the bowl.
Does she?
Archie is a swinger?
Oh my god. I love old swinger Archie now with his creepy kimonos.
And all the candle wax in the world.
Something sweeter. Ain't this candle?
Does she recognize me? Or,
If she
Hey!
does, she has not seen
You know me.
I see you haven't mentioned the way I look. Or who I am. I'm important.
I used to be somebody in this town.
I could have been a
I will say, I could use, and I know you said that you have some supplies that we might be able to take. I do have some rudimentary disguise spells, but I'm wondering if you might have anything in stock that could help disguise me on the streets.
You know, like a bag.
We certainly have clothing that may help to obscure your features. A good old-fashioned disguise self doesn't go out of place. I use them all the time. As far as spells and scrolls and things like that, we aren't flush with them here. We're more about moving physical goods. However, we do have some arrangement of potions and concoctions and things along those lines that may help you.
What about just makeup and hair dye?
We absolutely have
You dye your
those at our
hair?
hands.
Yeah, you had food coloring.
I don't know. I suppose I could.
You could just like shave it.
We have a barber on site if that's something you require.
I transform my weapon into a razor.
I am conspicuous, we'll say. And I think that our jobs will be much easier if I am somehow transformed.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how recognizable is your floaty hair?
I would say that a water genasi who's got wanted posters slapped up around the city would be somewhat noticeable.
That's a 10.
Where?
So, hear me out.
Maybe a 9.
I gesture to Aurora, and I gesture to the Goliath. I'm like, huh? Huh? How about that look? Shave your head, face paint. You're a tiny Goliath. A big Goliath.
I will.
I haven't grown into my muscles yet.
Oh, you're a child. You could be a child Goliath.
And then disrobe again, and it's a perfect match.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
John's dead.
Oh
So
my God.
I have, I already have some ideas of what kind of disguise I can do. So if you guys could
Yes!
just
Yeah.
cool off on the disguise things, and I've got it handled.
I see. She's
Makeover.
You're gonna wake up in like the middle of the night, just like a new face.
I am going to visit. Or I will go and visit your barber, however.
Perfect.
Nicolas Cage face off.
You both made the same face, but unintentionally. That's just your you face.
Whoa!
Wait, what's the one where he's like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if that's all, the rooms that you can all stay at if you head back out into the sauna room. Sorry about the humidity. It's just the central location in my basement.
Central
You
heat.
continue on the direction you were walking when you came in. There will be a set of stairs at the head of the pool, which will lead upstairs into a more livable setup. You'll find rooms there, and food if you need some. My barber should be still on site for the day. I get this done every couple of days. Just kidding, I'm a Goliath.
I lean over to Vera and I'm like, why would you need a barber on staff?
I don't know. I mean,
Because we're remote.
military. Maybe she grows hair and she likes that. Keep that clean cut. You need someone on staff for that look. Shaving the back of your own head with a straight razor? Not
Been
for
there,
me.
ingrown that.
Just, oh yeah, scar tissue. Now the hair won't grow. This is great.
You guys like my fresh fade? It's lightning bolts.
Oh, no.
Peeling a potato.
Welcome to our rendition of Midsummer.
Oh, God.
Damn it.
Alright. Anything else you guys would like to do while you are?
This winter glyph.
Yes.
Do they have any other enemies? Anyone else who might want them removed?
Hildy has been in her position for a very long time and has made damn sure that anyone who would oppose her has long since been removed.
Understood.
Now that being
Are
said,
they still alive? Removed which way?
I haven't seen them in a long time. So if they are alive, they're not here.
Disappeared.
How often do you leave this
Room?
your
Often.
estate?
Are you saying come here often?
How often do you leave this place, okay?
Leave here often.
This is simply a place where I do business. My home is nearby, but closer to the inner city.
Okay.
Along the lines of Hildy, we have noticed that we've been getting word, well, overhearing word from some of the guards. There have been quite a few deaths in the Ember Forges, more so than lately. There have been reports of just general heat exhaustion, which is odd considering that the code that they hold in the smithies and the refineries down there is very, very high standard, and that should never ever be a case. We've gotten word that the our person who is the second in command, or Hildy's replacement, I should say, has been mentioning they've been seeing a new substance being used in an attempt to possibly get more out of their production forces.
This substance wouldn't happen to be a sort of ember, would it?
We believe it's been getting ingested. We're not sure if it's in the water or if someone's doing it to the food.
Crack guns.
Amber, excuse me.
But no, amber, I don't believe.
Interesting. Very good to know.
We also have some suspicion that a large number of her workforces are not members of the conscripted.
The Union?
In Zadara and Ashar on a whole, there was slavery for a long time. It was removed several years ago when someone in the city decided to disband it throughout their company. became very fashionable very quickly. And while that was a terrible reason for people to realize what they were doing was wrong, there was sort of a, we'll call it, trend where slaves were freed. But they weren't always, now that they weren't working, were not welcome in the city. So, in order to earn your place in the city and the right to earn the right to be a citizen, there was a new law passed that said if you work for a certain time for a certain member of the council's guild, then you would be granted citizenship of Zadara and Ashar on the whole.
The collars.
Yes, they denote those who are working towards gaining their citizenship. Some of them are also criminals or rich who have become destitute. So in order to gain back their holdings, they need to do hard labor or work within the city to release themselves from that system.
Important question.
Yes.
This person that we're going to be eventually intimidating or making them think whatever someday, what do they look like?
Tyrig Stonejumper is a dwarf. Somewhat older, mainly gray, rough hair, some black left in his beard. Dark-skinned, he was a sailor for a long time, and he looks it. He does wear somewhat ostentatious clothing, sort of him bragging about his station, but when it comes down to it, he's usually been a good person, but not lately. Hildy Winterglyph is a human woman, and she's in her maybe mid to late 40s, stark white hair. You'll know her when you see her. She's a mean-looking person.
That's good.
You paint very good word pictures. Has anyone ever told you that?
No.
Oh, thanks. You're welcome. I mean, fuck.
Then I walk away. I walk back into like a steamy area.
Virial runs out of the room. Is there anything else I can help you with? Yes, help another.
I was trying to wait until no one was talking.
That's a
waiting
good
for a
cut
long
point, right?
I was gonna say that was a rough wait then. Good job.
Just a long rest.
That.
All right, yeah. You
Why?
guys,
I've not
Progress.
heard it all. I haven't even used a spell or my
you guys
raise.
can head upstairs to
I've done a 1 second level spell.
there is sort of an attendant standing up at the top of the stairs as you arrive. You're able to inform that you're guests of the proprietor of the establishment, and they lead you to... Are you all going to bed right away? There's also sort of a somewhat fancy buffet laid out.
Are there
Please.
plates?
There are.
Cool.
How about some cool, fancy-looking bowls?
Yes.
Bowls?
God, no.
You don't have your stolen bowl anymore, do you?
It was a plate.
Oh, it was a plate.
It's a
Okay.
plate. Yeah. I guess.
I have it. It's in the.
It's in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yep. Okay.
I'm going to angrily make a giant plate of food and then go to the most goth-looking room I can find.
Certainly. This place very much has that like London goth vibe when you get upstairs in the first place. So as you get upstairs, it's like just a lot of vertical lines that sort of sprawl out in like gold webbing, and there's sort of a dark breakfast nook.
Yeah, no, and I'm loading that fucking plate up, and then I'm mad now. I don't know if anybody else can tell, but I'm cranky. And so I pile my plate, and then I don't say anything to anyone, and I go and shut the door on a room that I choose.
Oh. You shut the door. I was gonna join you.
Nope!
Hey, how's it going?
Hi,
I probably also have a baked good in my mouth in addition to the mountain on my plate.
That was just kind of assumed.
So, probably not in much attempt to hide their frustration at whatever's frustrating Kismet.
Again.
Again.
Whatever it is.
Roll a d20.
You can probably tell that Kismet's upset about something as they grab some food and storm off.
And then slam a door.
And then slam a door. If you weren't sure, then the slamming of the door probably put the staple in that particular...
I am going to get some food first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to the barber and get an overhaul. But I am not going to explain my look until you guys see me. So I'm going to go to the barber and then I'm going to go to bed for my long rest.
Pay the 10 gold for character customization.
Yeah, that's those microtransactions that'll get you.
But you know, if you just paid the monthly fee, you could do it as many times as you want.
That's true. It's
I just don't think I'm going to play that long is the thing. I'll play it for a week and I'll get bored and I'll forget to cancel my subscription.
But then what happens if you end up liking it? And then you're like, oh, I'll get into it. But then like life happens and then you don't, play
This
it.
is really close to home because I just resubscribed to World of Warcraft.
Oh my god.
God damn it. Classic, 45 days.
All right. Would anyone else like to do anything as they go into their evening?
I'll grab a plate of just food.
Yeah, it's a fair assortment of sort of cheese, charcuterie, scrambled eggs, fruit, fresh fruit.
It's a hotel breakfast.
Pretty much, yeah.
Perfect.
Is it
Biscuits and gravy and watery eggs.
night, like bedtime night?
And
For you
soft
guys,
bacon.
in requirement for like sleepy time and being alive, yes, but it's probably close to like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh, it's so bedtime for sure. Just
Okay.
zonk.
I'm just imagining those like pre-made packaged
Well, that is a weird
muffins.
time for the barber to be working, I suppose.
They're on call.
All right.
They're always just standing there with
It's like
scissors
John
just
Wick.
waiting.
You just get it first thing in the
This is
morning.
the
before-
Need a
continental.
trip?
I know. I was gonna say I'm just going to have. I'll
This is-
go to the barber before I see everybody.
It's a bald human man with a large bushy mustache. He likes to tell you his backstory, but we're just gonna starfade that, I guess.
Sounds like
Yes, because you planned the barber.
I would like to clean my equipment before going to bed because we did just come through some sewers.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
Yeah, me too. I would like to take a shower as well.
The entire time I was there, it's like, this is fancy, and I'm walking through a bath place, and I'm just covered in shit.
Yeah.
I will also take
We
a
all
shower
thought
and
the
clean
same
my
thing
junk
when he
very
said
well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You all go to the showers and do the old disinfect and lift and scrub and whatnot.
Lift and scrub, right? I pictured it right when you said it. Now it's like,
Yep.
Listen,
yeah.
some of us have to do it. It is what it is. So the rest of the evening progresses.
The guys are dying. The girls are like, okay.
Wieners, am I right, guys?
Okay,
I mean-
I needed to know about the actual time. How do the day-dependent items work? Do they refresh in the morning, at midnight?
Based on it being sort of like a through the night thing, I would just sort of like every midnight it would reset.
Okay.
So your things will probably be reset as you.
Sure.
It took you about an hour and a half to like travel through the cliffside to get to this point, and then you're
Okay.
going to bed, so you're probably good to go on those. The rest of the evening carries on. Sun is up around 6:45 in the morning.
Aren't we underground still?
As you went upstairs to the second level, you are actually above.
Okay. I pulled the curtains closed.
That's
I don't know that the sun is rising.
Did you sleep in the breakfast nook?
The darkest place I could find.
Yeah. You were probably able to find.
Oh my
it.
god, under a table with like pastries. Just like,
Just Renaissance painting. Instead of like a bed of roses, it's just donuts.
mm-hmm.
That would suck, though. Like,
Yeah, waking up in that.
yeah, like that's just.
Especially if you're like rolling your sleep at all.
Yeah, you just getting that out of your hair, gross.
And you just lift and scrub.
Yeah, just lift and scrub.
Nice.
God damn it! Every bloody time.
The next morning comes around. Would anyone like to do anything?
Sleep in.
I don't know. I guess twiddle my thumbs.
All right.
I don't know what to do.
All right.
Yeah. Just chill, I guess.
All right.
I would like to check out my new cloak
All right.
and enjoy it. And
Set it off a few times.
yes, that's why I asked when the item count resets,
Oh,
because I
sure.
wanted to stand in my room and just every once in a while there's just a big flash of light.
So
I'll
now
go
that
kill the
it's-
3 councilmen.
I'm just gonna go, and I don't know if there's like a main, like a, I don't know, like a
Like the
entrance hall or like a main area of
A
this
lobby?
mansion,
Yeah,
lobby
this is sort of like
kind
a
of
front
thing.
lobby area.
But
You
I'll,
came up the
There's a
stairs.
pool.
That sort of seemed like to
I'm
be like
just
the
going
front.
to go
area.
to that area and kind of sit and read my spell book and stuff, and just sort of wait for everybody to gather with me.
All right.
This isn't the building I was in a night or two ago, right?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Cool.
A few hours pass.
I begin journaling.
All
I
right.
journal. And I journal.
What do you write?
I write about how I met the Raven Queen and what she's like and what she enjoys. I'm like, I gotta write this down or I'm gonna forget.
So you're probably down in the same area as Aurora, somewhat. You can see Virio sitting in a corner, sort of like scribbling away and murmuring to himself as he takes notes.
I have an extremely different look. Does Virio recognize me?
I don't know. Probably not.
What's your extremely different look?
So
Wait, hold on. I know how to do this. All right, so Archie comes out of his room with Virio's book, and then he hops into the sauna, and then looks around at all the other people in there. What does he see?
There we go.
there we go.
This
So
guy got it.
Aurora chopped all of her hair off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a really, really like tight fade here, and then she's got kind of like a little faux hawk here.
Nice.
And then on the side is like, you know when they shave the lines
Yes.
in? But hers are like waves.
Ooh.
And it's black.
Alright.
Good luck.
Edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Does
That's
it
part of
does
her
the little
disguise.
bit still flow?
Whatever.
Just
wanna
this teeny
say
little
something,
bit
but
kind
we're
of
on
looks
screen.
like it's blowing in the wind.
Constantly.
Yeah, like it's like there's constantly like a little wind, but it's I got some like gel in there. And then I also put like powder all over my face to like cover up the blue. Like I'm still kind of blue, but it's just like so that I look a little different. Yeah. There.
All right, that's a 13 for an investigation. Do I recognize Aurora?
I would say that you do.
What kind of clothes? Is the clothes different? Is there new clothing?
No, I'm wearing the same clothes.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I just.
The clothes are not in
You
the
stole
wanted.
Aurora's clothes!
That's a
The
20
clothes
with
are not in the
advantage
wanted
because they were
poster, so
Aurora's
I'm wearing the
Yes.
same
Oh,
clothes.
I see. I don't look up, so I just see you from like the waist down. I'm like, hey, Aurora.
Good.
Nice.
So as you guys are sitting downstairs and eating breakfast, yes, Roland.
I would like to use one of the, or maybe possibly more than one of the scry scrolls I bought.
Excellent.
Bless you.
Let me just pull up those rules for me.
I just
Yes.
wanted to hear Virio's muttering, lift and scrub.
It's
Remember.
probably fairly early next morning.
The Raven Queen likes that.
All right. Who would you like to scry on?
Virio.
Beyond the red.
Beyond the red. Alright, you read the scroll out.
Hello, boys.
I didn't know you spoke
As
dog.
as you go to focus on Theon, remembering him from eating him, the scroll has no effect.
Okay.
Which means he's either
Dead,
tucked away,
resisted, or...
dead, or in another plane. of
Yeah,
existence.
perfect.
Who did you try and scry on?
Beyond the red. Next one, Othis.
Commander Othis. First hand.
Bender, stop it.
Alright. Let's make a wisdom save.
So he's alive.
What is your spell modifier?
Like spell save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
13.
Alright.
So not great.
It is hard to kind of tell what's happening. This figure sort of seems to be flickering into vision and then out. You see just various waves of color just passing like fan blades over them. Red, blue, pink, dark shadow, bright white light. And he seems to be caught in some kind of anguish.
How does he look, like, compared to the last time I would have seen him?
Somewhat, I want to say rugged. He looks haggard. He looks like he's lost some weight. You can see as he's sort of laying there, like he's almost writhing.
Okay.
In pain, and he's in a small, it almost looks like a cell.
Very interesting. Cool.
Alright. Anything else you'd like to?
No.
Alright.
Are we? Oh no, we're not quite.
He's
all.
probably doing this in his room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we like, once you're done with that, are we gonna be gathered in one place? We should probably make a plan.
Yeah, I'll come out to eat breakfast.
Alright. Roland comes down the stairs. Archie is downstairs, sort of hanging out with Virio, and you see Aurora has a new look. Venric, Kismet, what are you guys up to?
Breakfast.
Alright, Fenric comes downstairs and gets breakfast as well.
Nice haircut.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I walk away.
That's all you're getting.
Is Fenric mad that Aurora kind of stole his haircut?
No.
The faux hawk.
Yeah.
No, I'm blinking from all the bright flashes from my robe.
You can like half
You say
see
hello,
her
you're not
haircut.
sure who.
Nice haircut, whoever you are. I think that's hair.
Alright. So as... Oh, by the way, Augie has come down from his room.
I
He's
hang out with Augie.
alive.
You and Augie play some Xbox 360.
I want to go play pool beer pong with Augie.
He's like, oh, okay, like, a little early, but whatever. You guys are able to make your way down and sort of splash around after some breakfast. Augie has a pair
Splash around. I just thought of Fenrig, like, in the pool, like...
No, both of you just...
But of course the water's like here on you.
He's got like Hawaiian shorts on.
It's the best thing to do right after eating too.
Go into some nice hot water.
It's while eating.
You brought your breakfast down.
They got little like floaties.
It's perfect.
All right. Little bit of time passes. An hour or so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's everyone.
Yep.
Archie makes friends in the tub, and then says, "All right, gang, let's do this plan."
No, we probably
In
should.
the tub?
Yes.
We probably should come up
Come
with
on.
Well,
The hot steamy tub.
this is my friend, giant, bright-colored sloth.
I love that it actually recognizes it.
Ooh.
Steamy.
Where's
got
Kismet?
Right here. Just, I don't know. I just did a head count. I didn't look at faces.
You're not Kismet.
I investigate for Kismet.
She doesn't like mornings.
13.
Ooh, they don't like mornings.
Sorry, yeah, they don't like mornings.
I'll go see what's
Any
up.
idea what Kismet was upset about last time?
Whose turn is it to deal with a teenager?
I get up. Oh!
19 is not teenage anymore.
18.
18.
18.
I load up a plate of pastries.
This is a peace offering.
Lead a trail of pastries from the bedroom all the way out to
We got a box and a stick with a string. This'll get 'em.
We have done this gag before.
It was
Only
good
better
then
for-
and it's good now.
Alright.
The box has Acme on it.
Yeah.
You make your way up to the stairs.
That's all boxes do.
Tray of donuts in hand.
Some guy walks past me. I'm like, they almost made me drop my croissant. I keep walking.
Sorry.
Well done.
It's Chrysoy.
I guess a question that I have for you, Virio, is do you know what room Kismet is in?
I just look for the most goth-looking one.
Do you open the doors to check which was the most goth looking one?
Alright. Sorry.
No. Maybe the one with the do not disturb handle on the
Skulls.
outside.
It's got a skull doorknob.
I just guess. I'm gonna open some doors.
Alright, go ahead and make an investigation check to see how long it takes you to find the right room.
13.
13. Takes you 20 minutes or so of
Oh,
opening
sorry.
a fair number of occupied rooms, but eventually you open the door and you recognize Kismet's form. Probably laying
Blanket.
under blanket. You can see as you creak the door open,
You'll
Trevor's,
probably see Trevor, yeah.
Trevor's little
Yeah.
head boop, pops up from the blankets.
I throw a pastry at Trevor.
Go ahead and just roll a dex check for Trevor to see
For
if he
catching
catches
the...
it. For donut catch.
That's
That's pretty good.
a 20 total.
Oh, he fucking jumps in the air and backflips and catches it.
Good boy.
Yarp!
I
Yeah,
set the
that-
tray down on the ground.
I lift the blanket enough to, like, peek at it.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going? What's up? I brought you croissants.
Those are croissants.
Breakfast goes wrong. Croissants.
What are they?
Pastries. They're
Oh.
more than one kind.
Wait, they're not all just called croissants?
That's what they were called in the Vale of June.
Yes, the pastry of choice in the barbarian lands of the south is the croissant.
Thank you.
It is now.
Thank you.
Takes a certain amount of dexterity to actually make these well.
I gotta rise.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You ain't got much else going on. You're mostly sitting around.
Just waiting for war.
Or your croissant.
War yet? No, croissant time.
Guys, we could sit around and do push-ups, or we could learn to bake. I captured this chef.
Tastes like
Well,
rubbish.
that's news to me, so
Congrats, you learned something today.
thank you. It's good to learn a new thing every day.
Yeah, well, I learned something yesterday that I don't like.
What's that? What did you learn?
what the collars are.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't anybody tell me?
Well, it's kind of weird. It's like when it's something that you grow up with. It's not something that you notice necessarily. So it's only when someone with an outside view brings something up. Otherwise, it's just the way things is, and most people don't take a second glance at it. They just don't know anything different.
It's not good. I don't like it.
I mean, that's fair, but while we're here, we can maybe, change something about it, especially if we're changing the councils which make these types of laws.
That sounds like it's gonna take so long.
Well, stuff takes time, I guess. They don't really have, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, it's a big city.
Zadara?
Zadara wasn't destroyed in a day.
It might be. Yet.
Give yourself some
Gino
minutes.
wasn't just going.
We haven't even been here.
Oh, there you go.
Dinar wasn't. Oh wait, hold on.
Umbrak.
Oh wait, hold on.
Dropping cities left and right around here. This whole campaign's my statement on how I hate cities. Get them out of here.
How are we
Cities should be
classifying
farms.
this? How many people are in a city?
A lot.
No, I need a population count.
60,000.
Which city?
What's the minimum for a city?
This is the conversation we had a while ago.
I
Yeah,
know,
we
I'm
definitely-
What's the
trying to
max
remember.
size for a metropolis? Or
Yes.
minimum?
It's in the book.
It was a callback that didn't quite land. Let's just
No.
continue.
I was it was me
I
like
got
trying
you.
to recall the conversation to remember because I know we looked it up.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Otherwise, we could just, start a revolution and, see just how that goes.
I eat a donut.
I have a question.
Trevor is going nuts on the rest of this tray, by the way.
Was there only one tray of pastries?
I don't know, maybe. I just grabbed them.
Oh yeah, no, there were several.
Fantastic. That's all.
Okay. I just wanted to know if I got a donut or not.
Because if he took the whole thing, I was gonna be like padding along behind him, like.
Reinforcements.
So, well, I guess what would you do about the whole college situation?
I don't know. I'm 18.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm old. You lose count after a while.
That seems unlikely.
You'd be surprised.
Late 20s, I forgot all the time. I don't know, 27?
I forgot like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally all the time.
Yeah.
Time is a construct.
Because it's just like,
Whoa.
okay.
Well, when do you think you'd be ready to deal with this type of problem?
I look at the pile of pastries and I'm like, 5 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll be downstairs with the others. I'll just tell them the truth because I don't know any better. Bye.
I'm like, the truth?
And I come down and I was like,
How'd it go?
I think I may have killed Trevor. I don't know if you're supposed to give dogs pastries.
You mean croissants?
Yeah, but no, apparently they're not just all called croissants. Listen, I start shaking Fenric vigorously. They're not all croissants.
I'm still in the pool. I'm splashing all around.
Yeah, I'm just leaned
Down on
over,
your knees over the pool, shaking them.
essentially just like washing you on a washing board. Just like shaking you in the water.
They're not all croissants.
Standing in the background with Mimosa, just.
God.
You guys have a weird friendship.
Just like college, right, Augie?
Well, I guess. So after a few more minutes, assume you and Trevor are making your way down.
I return with the empty plate.
Perfect. Character growth.
He returned the plate. Nice.
And the platter you brought. Both. I bring both of them back to a receptacle
There's
in the breakfast
There's a
nook.
dirty dishes station
I set it next
Ooh.
to the station.
Perfect.
Not in the station.
on the floor next to. Close enough.
All right.
Fuck the rules.
So as you're all regathered, beginning to make your plans for your next move in the city of Zadara, let's take a break.
Ooh. Run away. For the summer.
It's
Let's
break
go
time.
upstate.
Welcome back. So as you guys are all making your,
Way downtown.
well not making, you have all regathered in the grand foyer of this establishment.
I grabbed more pastries when I put the plates away.
Perfect. You're all sitting around on your couches. You can see Madame Gloriana kind of walking around in the background speaking with Fidge, the gnome who led you in. What would you like to do?
I pick up a Danish and I look at Kismet and I go, croissant?
No.
Damn it.
I pick up a croissant and say, croissant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. And I pick up, I don't know, other pastry, don't I?
A crawler.
And I'm like, croissant?
No.
Damn it.
I can do this all day.
I just look up from my book like this.
So
This is like eyebrows raised and like, what the hell are you talking about?
normal
Oh.
face.
I learned something new. Not all pastries are croissants.
Hashtag not old pastries.
Apparently they're called pastries.
You're from Zadara.
Yeah, but within the Vale of June they only have croissants.
Can.
It's like how in the South everything's a Coke.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want a
Croissant
croissant?
brand.
You want a
Poor
croissant?
bastards.
Is croissant a barbarian word?
Apparently.
Croissant!
This is my croissant!
Angry French make me drop
You
my
want croissant?
So I've been thinking about a possible starting place for
Like
us.
your haircut?
Thank you, Augie.
Did you just say, oh no?
Hmm?
Did you just say, uh-oh?
And since it is during the
Self-check.
daytime, she recommended that we go to the Tierig Stone Jumpers mansion estate during the daytime. I feel like we should probably...
What, we're just gonna walk up and knock on his door?
No, back
We'd like to
door.
blackmail you.
Wanna invite us in?
Excuse me, I have some blackmail for you. Hi, we are whatever we call ourselves, and we're looking to blackmail you. Can we come
We
inside?
could investigate.
How can we get you into some blackmail today?
I mean, it sounded though
Do you
like
have a minute to talk about blackmail?
Our Lord and Savior blackmail.
Yeah.
flawless plan. We'll even wear name tags. With
Hi,
our
I'm
names.
black, and this is male.
Oh my god.
I think it was because he's off at work in his shipyards, and we were supposed to get there while no one's there.
What, his
But-
house?
Yeah.
Is Noah gonna let us in?
That's what it sounded like to me, Augie.
Who's also
Thanks,
here?
Aggie.
I would say
Got
a
an
fun
inside
way
track
to
on things.
a fun way to do this would be to have someone sneak in, one person, nearby the front door, and then disguise themselves to look like what this person was described to us as, and then open the door and
Dope.
invite us in. I think that would look fun from the outside.
We
People would be
could-
like, "Oh, that's normal," but what's he doing home? It's like, whatever, day off maybe.
We could
These are all his
also...
mistresses.
Really?
They're all mistresses.
Concubines.
Gender
Ugly.
neutral term.
Ugly.
Oh,
really?
Oh, damn it!
We could also have someone, for instance, turn into a bat and investigate
I can't do that.
stealthily.
I also
Someone,
can't
Tanner,
do
turn into
Not even Fenric.
Tanner.
Tanner.
Tanner polymorph.
I don't have that spell yet.
Oh my goodness.
I try and
Well,
I put Rookton in front of my face. I'm like, disguise.
Feet are
So,
Actually
do we at
draws
least
more
agree that we
attention.
should go to the mansion first?
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
I have a question. When we were described to us this man, that was a horrible sentence.
when we're describe man us, too.
When men describe,
And you also
us.
should be having some.
It kind of sounded like what's his face, Sony had this guy's family captive, and that's why he was like supporting him.
think it was just a threat against the family.
Well,
I don't know if it was captive.
Okay,
necessarily.
well, not.
I guess you would know
captive.
the difference. Maybe.
So happy I got to do that. Man. Point of inspiration for Augie.
Just so nice.
And I was like liking your own photo.
Yes. Oh God.
I mean, what if we protected his family from Sony Tark?
Where are they? Are they in the mansion?
I don't know.
We'll find out when we get there.
What if
That could be a good.
what if they don't even know what's going on?
Well, how do they know what's going on if we don't know what's going on?
We know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
I think Augie seems to know what's going
Augie,
on.
you've been here for all of the meetings.
Are you
We've
We've
Check out
included you in
Augie.
everything and remember
You read
that
the
you're
memo.
here.
No, I was exited my physical form during that to inhabit another. What?
I've been there, man.
The only problem that I can foresee is that we don't have any guarantee that we would be able to protect his family.
Hasn't stopped us before.
We have to kidnap his family.
We'll save them.
We'll save them by kidnapping them.
I'm gonna kidnap the
We'll
president of the
kidnap
United
them
States.
for the kidnappers. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Let's do that plan.
It's for your own
We have to
good. Stop
kidnap his family for
resisting.
blackmail.
We don't have the same type of leverage that we used to in hired help for
Okay, so just-
protection.
Just to confirm, this is the one we're blackmailing.
Correct.
No.
Blackmail is one
This
of
is
the options.
This is the
Yes.
one that we're swaying to
Doesn't need to be
go
killed.
to the other side.
Yes.
No.
Tyrig is persuasion. Hildy is probably
Murder.
Well, we'll try and persuade.
Myrtle.
We'll see.
Well, we're gonna make it look like an
Persuade
accident.
them to die.
Make it look like persuasion.
Let's just use the word remove.
Make it look like a persuasion.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being the only one who heard that.
Oh, I heard it.
Jesus.
I'm audio just the quiet things.
God damn it.
All right. Well, so we're gonna go there though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's start. We'll start going there.
I guess.
We'll split up.
We can
One will
talk
be the
about
I
it.
persuasion
feel
team.
like
One will be the
I-
blackmail team.
We have a ways, so I think we could discuss it on the way there.
I kind of feel like
My sorry.
I kind of
I actually.
yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe we should talk to the family and see what their feelings are about the man, the dad to some and husband to others.
You're really Englishing hard
Are you
today,
okay with
aren't
us
you?
blackmailing this gentleman?
Kismet, do you eat a lot of vegetables or fruit?
Does jelly count?
Huh?
Just,
Great.
have you tried fish? Like brain food, granola?
Like goldfish, the snack cracker?
No, like the
Snack
ones
that
that
smiles
swim,
back.
and
We
then you cook
could
'em.
we could begin the conversation with saying we have been informed of this particular situation, and first off, that would help us learn if they already know about it or not, and secondly, maybe it would offer some ideas as to how we should proceed.
I think that's a good one. You know.
That one had fancy words.
Yeah, that was really good.
Good sentence.
I like
You
it.
must eat fish, not because you're a genasi.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
That was Englishing bad. Commenting bad, I guess.
And then we can all sit down and have a nice, bubbly beverage, and it'd sound like this.
That would sound like that.
Smooth.
That was a good Clarbrune.
Well,
I'm convinced. Let's do that one.
Right.
my concern is that if we are if we make it obvious that we are trying to influence this Tyrig, if he's as cowardly as it was implied he is, if Arcos catches wind of any of what we're doing, he will most likely be easily swayed back.
So we go in, not that we're
So
trying.
then we would just be where we're at already.
We go in it like we're not trying to blackmail him.
Right.
We're trying to save his family.
I got it. I got the whole thing planned out. We work for Mr. Bouchard, and if we are not nice to his family, the likelihood of this gentleman, Stone Jumper, liking Mr. Bouchard, their last names are more memorable than the first name, then it is unlikely that he will side with him in the forthcoming political decisions.
I think that's about the most intelligent thing I've ever heard you say.
I don't say a lot, so that's fine.
Nice.
Booty!
Nice.
Nice.
Do I have a second?
Not a bad idea.
A second what?
What? I'm sorry, I wasn't
Idea.
paying attention.
Oh my god.
That's fine. You don't need to. I just need you to rage whenever.
So we just like go in there and we're like, we work for Sony Targ, and then we fuck shit up and then we leave.
Well,
So like wreck a
Nah.
shop and then walk out.
a little bit more subtle than
We
that, but
lie and then we break stuff. That sounds right up our alley.
My idea was to start with the truth and then go from there.
I kind of like the truth.
causes.
Where's the truth ever got us?
Yeah, but
The truth will set you free.
Well, I think truth's a good idea, but I think you need to find, or we, I guess, need to find something to back that up in case he doesn't decide to join this side. Nice.
Well, then we
But
go to
Rick
blackmail.
just like,
Back to the.
Then we would turn to blackmail.
Well, exactly. So, I mean,
You
it
could
makes...
start with the nicer version and then go to the meaner version.
yeah,
Yeah, and I agree with that, but doesn't it kind of make sense to sort of like have that in your back pocket from the get-go?
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, like so start off with the truth, and then if that doesn't work, then you're like, well, okay, how do you feel about this?
We can't
We know
investigate
you-
the mansion unless we are in the mansion.
Yeah,
And this would be our way of getting in the mansion. So we'd kind of be doing two things at once.
that makes sense to me. I'm on board.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
if our goal is to mess with the family, busting in the mansion, and looking for stuff to potentially blackmail under the cover of working for a bad guy, is pretty good cover. It's
Let's
a
split
win-win.
the party.
We get in there, and the blame goes to Bouchard.
What if
I'm
we
in.
just pretend we're Mormons? Because that's kind of
We'll never get in that way.
come in and act like we're nice, and then oh look me, I do this cool trick.
What if we get there and there's no one there?
Oh,
I think we should start moving.
Then we write a note, trash the place, say,
All goes to Bouchard. Is here.
Sorry, we missed you.
that's a good plan. Virio begins walking and writing a note.
All right. Oh my goodness. So the plan is, me, John, DM, understands it is go to house, see what's going on in the house, speak to people if they are there, under the guise of working for Arcos, and then glean what you can for blackmail purposes.
And if shit goes
need be.
wild, who knows?
And then just question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
that's usually how we do it.
Yeah, that's the
how
plan.
we do.
All right.
We know how to
So
get
Arcos-
into trouble.
Arcos has pretty much any guards under his control, so just like standard city guards.
Within the city itself, he just wields a lot of power. He's not a council member, but he's a very powerful politician who does things on behalf of the council.
Oh yeah, we should maybe be disguised so that when we show ourselves as saviors, they wouldn't be like, you broke into the house and broke a bunch of shit.
Exactly my thoughts.
Works for me.
Well, they have some disguise kits over by the salon.
I run to a disguise
Okay.
kit.
Nice.
I'm going to add can I add a disguise kit to my inventory from here?
Someone just do mine.
Can I just transmogrify my gear into standard city guard equipment?
Do you have a spell for that?
Well, I'm asking if that's in the disguise.
It's transmogrify equipment.
You change the color of your candle.
You can change your weapon into one that looks like the standard issue city guard weapon.
Well, I can just do that. Yeah, I just meant as far as appearance goes, without because I don't want the weight of the plate mail or the chain mail or the.
And also, are there any goblins in the city guard?
I also need a helmet. That's something. That's
A
something
very
I do
tall helmet with a chimney on it.
need. With shoulders out the side.
Oh my
As you were going about the city, looking around, you noticed that without exception, every Chevalier soldier was a gnome, and every Hammer of Maradrin was a dwarf.
I'm about dwarf height, right?
Yeah, somewhere between gnome and dwarf.
All right.
With your
Disguise
candle
kit.
dwarf height.
A great big beard.
Yeah, you can get like a big fake beard. They have a pretty. So as you guys go into this area,
god.
it is the salon that you were in last night. And there was sort of like the room itself L's back and over to the right, which sort of the entire section is sort of just filled with all manner of subversive disguise things. There's sort of like black cloaks with hoods and like face masks on them. There are disguise kits laying around, things of that nature. There are actually 5 or 6 caltrop satchels laying around.
Taking one of those.
What's a caltrop satchel?
When somebody's like being chased in movies and they like throw a handful of like those spiky things behind them, those are caltrops.
So it's hard to run on.
Yeah.
They're jacks, but they're pointy.
Yeah.
They're jacks but sharp.
Yeah.
They're my legs.
They're for playing extreme jacks.
And also for really messing people's feet up.
Yep.
Legos.
I disguise myself, but not
Legos
very
even
well.
worse than a D4.
I put on, I assume there's a pair of like dark colored glasses.
Yep.
So I put those on, and then I just use my halberd. And I stick the blade kind of up my sleeve, and I use it as a blind cane.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
And I'm just seeing through Roopton the whole time, seeing
it.
myself from the third person walk around the room.
Perfect.
I would like to then. Would that just probably be performance for trying to look like a Hammer of Maradrin?
If you're doing with a disguise kit, yeah, it'd be a performance check. The disguise self kit is pretty much limited to like your facial features, though. So like trying.
Why?
If you're attempting to make your armor appear that way, I could say you could attempt it, but it's going to be pretty difficult.
Okay.
I put on a
I mean,
hammer.
as long as it's like armor, helmet to cover the more iconic features,
Sure.
and a beard coming out of the bottom of the helmet, I think I'm pretty much covered.
Okay.
That's a 17.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you make at a passing glance, you definitely like appear to be a member of the Hammers of Maradrin.
I put on one of my Hammers of Maradrin tabards and give one to him.
Oh, yes. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
All right. There you go.
Look at us.
Hey, brother.
I'm a dwarf now.
I don't care for elves.
I do like rocks. Ugh, the underground.
Is anybody else doing anything to?
I don't have a
discuss
high
themselves?
opinion of dwarves.
It's because they're short.
Those
I live
short
all my children
bastards.
equally. I don't care for dwarves.
Do we know how far away this house is?
Looking out the window, you can kind of get an idea, like being over by the docks. The cityscape on foot, it would easily take you a couple hours to get there.
Okay. I'm not doing anything now.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
However,
Take off fat.
however, you may recall that Madame Gloriana did say that she can help transport you discreetly through the city.
Motorcycle.
So discreet.
Flying car.
What is Kismet's disguise?
I've been trying to think about it. They've been staring at the wall of supplies for a long time.
Would you like a beard?
No. The glasses!
I heard we were going on a motorcycle.
Protecting your eyes is key.
Oh my god.
Those are great.
Okay, so like, are there like outfits?
Yeah, they seem to be fairly like nondescript outfits. So one who wishes to blend in versus stand out.
Would you like a t-shirt?
No. I'm going to dress as a grandmother.
That is absolutely within your purview.
And I'm going to have my white hair,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna do it in this like grandmother bun, and then I'm going to take like a makeup kit or whatever, and then it's gonna make it wrinkly.
All right, perfect. Go ahead and make a performance check.
I would like to hear Kismet's grandma voice.
You will.
I'm just saying I'm excited for it, that's all.
Well, it's an 8 total.
An 8. It kind of looks like stage makeup, but like someone just walking by, like focused on where they're going, probably won't notice.
It's because it's not winged eyeliner.
Yep. All right. So as you guys are all prepped, walking out, Madame Gloriana sort of catches you all geared up in your disguises and walks up to you. So you're heading through the city then?
Who said that?
Well, I assumed if you're, got it.
I tap my stick a few times on the ground.
I understand.
I walk up to her and I'm like, our business is our business!
Well,
We would like a ride,
Very good.
however.
Okay.
They're just getting into character.
That's fine. We have the covered carriages that could take you. Where are you headed?
We're headed to
No,
Stove Jumper. No,
Yeah, no, I have written
Stone
to
Go with it. Just go
So
with it.
close.
Stone Jumper's mansion.
Very good.
He's the
Okay,
smith,
now-
right?
Look at how I wrote it. It looks like.
Mine is the same way. When I first glanced, I was like, stove jumper.
Stupid
And then you
ass
said
names
it,
that
and I
John
was like,
coming up with.
yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, Stove Jumper.
That's what I have written.
All right. We have a covered carriage that could take you. That way.
Are the docks on the way?
They would be a fairly major detour. You'd be sticking mainly to the third and fourth tiers of the city, and the docks are all the way down on tier 0.
Never mind then.
Did a programmer design the city? Starting with 0?
Oh,
In
0.
my day, they didn't have 0.
0 is below the general surface level of the.
I see.
It's a fake number, you hear?
It's the basement floor.
Yeah.
It's
I
parking
hear the
garage.
voice of a fellow elder.
What?
Vera, keep it in her pants.
Is that you, Sybil?
Augie is kind of hanging back as you guys are making your way towards the door.
Hey, Augie, what's up? Do you not want to play makeup?
Not today.
You loved that game in college.
We did. We would do each other's hair. Well, scales. I kind of stuck around as long as I think I can with you guys. It seems like you're kind of gonna get into some shit, and I think that I need to start heading back to Steel Farm Gap and letting them know what's going on exactly with the whole end of the world thing. And honestly, if you guys are trying to be sneaky and stuff, like my allergies will just screw that right up.
Hey, I feel attacked. Well, okay. Do you need to figure out what happened to Brastash?
That wasn't.
Not sure how that whole contract works.
It's.
I mean, you got into the city, kinda.
Yeah. I mean, she's technically here, I guess.
100% success rate.
This is just sort of above my pay grade, I guess. It's not really my skill set either. I'm good out there on the road, but in cities, it's not really my bag. But I mean, if I'm able to get to Steel Farm Gap, I'll start making my way back in this direction. I just want to make sure that the people that I do know there are aware of what's going on and prepared and things like that.
Yes, that's reasonable.
Well, didn't everyone that fled the last town run that direction?
They did, but the city guard from the town rode out that way, and they might know. I don't know that they know, and that's sort of my people since I came down here. So I want to make sure that they're good to go.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, you guys will find another fun NPC to hang out with. I'm sure there's a bunch of them laying around in this old book.
If you promise.
My name's Glory Wonderwand.
I'm
here to help you on your mission.
I saw
Wonder Wand?
Yes, that's my name.
I saw a dwarf that looked like he made it through the meat grinder before. Will he show up?
It's just literally like just a oozing puzzle
Sounds like a
of
stage
flesh.
thing, if you know what I mean.
A homunculus! Oh, what are you made of?
Flesh.
Oh, you lucky duck.
Well, bye. I'll see you later. Yeah, like that guy. I'm sure he'll come in handy later.
No, he won't.
Wonder Wand coming in handy.
Okay.
But you guys be careful. When I get back this way, I'll try to make my way back to wherever the hell this place is.
Downtown, I think.
Oh, okay. I'll walk fast.
Races will pass.
What?
That's-
What?
Huh?
That's good. Well, technically, you're homebound now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that makes sense. Hopefully you'll be able to come back soon before we head out of here, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be. I mean, it'll only take me like a week or two to get there and back.
Well, with our rate, this town might be destroyed in like a week. I yell as people are like walking past us.
Uh-oh!
Ha! Ha 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 ha!
I'm gonna stick around here for a little bit and get stuff loaded up before I head out.
Are you leaving today? Before tonight?
Probably by evening, at the latest. I'm not 100% sure. I just gotta make sure I have all my supplies and stuff loaded up, and
Fair enough. Don't take any of my stuff.
I won't.
Fantastic. You know you still owe me from that one time.
Yeah, I know. I'll make it up to you when I get back.
Yeah, don't die.
I won't.
Okay.
I will.
Ah! That was John.
Yeah.
Don't get grabbed by a Noblex again.
He kind of makes his way back up to the room he was staying in, and you guys are loaded up into a carriage and on your way. You sort of you're in the carriage for a while. It's a pretty big carriage. You're able to sit like 3 by 3 in it. Takes an hour or two
Okay.
to get across town in it, and eventually, like looking out the windows are fairly heavily curtained, but you can kind of peek outside as you're going through. You ride up through the sort of medium upper income area of the city that you're in, and pass through the market where you guys sort of first came into town near the railway, then pass up above to your left. You are going south along the edges of the college itself, and eventually you find yourself up in High Town.
Did you appreciate my downtown joke?
I said.
Thank you.
Slight revision to our plan.
Yes.
So since we now have a grandmother in the gang, it probably would not be the best guise of we're some muscle sent by this one dude to destroy your home and send a message. Unless, I mean, maybe Granny's packing a punch, but it seems unlikely.
You also have
I
someone
love that
disguising
song.
themselves as an old person, an old blind person.
Yes, so I'm thinking with Aurora and at least the two, I don't know where Fenric and Roland are at, but if you guys
Right here.
go in first and try your honesty way, and then send a signal, then we'll come busting in the door.
You want an excuse to come beat me up? Okay.
I mean, I was thinking you were going to join the
beating.
beating group. But I guess I can solo that.
You're gonna solo the beating.
I'm gonna look real inferior when an old man comes and beats me up.
I'm in disguise as a dwarf. I'm a big tough dwarf. Look at me go. With my face.
I really want that to be your voice.
Oh, hello, nice to meet you.
Oh, hey, lad, what you said on it again, ain't it?
You have to everyone.
But his arms are this big, so they're just like out here.
You wouldn't believe the weather on today, yeah?
Huh?
I said you wouldn't believe the weather we're having today, yeah?
Huh?
Not wit.
God, your accents are so good.
I'm practicing for the wedding.
What, to fool people that you're like a native?
Oh, I know Craig from way back when we were wee bairns. I saw him play the football with the Glasgow Tigers way back when. Now he's a big fancy doctor, man.
Brecken is gonna cry laughing.
Good. A lot of you do not know me. I'm Craig's unofficial best man.
You gotta be like pretty drunk at that, at least tipsy, where you look really drunk
Yes.
too.
That helps.
Saying it'll be the easy part, it's the understanding it back is the tough part.
Also retconning a detail I forgot to give you guys that Madame Gloriana would have given you is that the house you are looking for is a very angular dwarven constructed house, large stone building, bright yellow, and the trim around the windows and the door itself are a very rich emerald green color.
Oh.
Hmm.
We pull up to the house and I'm like,
This sounds familiar.
Looking at the house, it appears to be just a two-story building. There is a very, very nice garden off to the left side of the building. There's a kind of a wall separating the next building over, 4-foot, 5-foot stone wall between the two properties. But a very nice, very nicely cultivated pond with a series of willow trees around this pond in the yard over to the left side. And there are some kind of bright yellowish red bushes that surround the entirety of the house from the front.
this is
Does
horrible.
this house sound familiar to me?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
It's where you grew up.
It's your childhood home. Your
You-
papa's up front.
You picked out the colors.
Archie, you came home!
16.
16? Yeah, you recognize this house.
All right. Well, we're abandoning the disguise thing. God damn it.
What?
Why?
What?
Keep your helmet on. Do you?
I
do you?
know I've briefly met the stone jumper man.
Briefly doesn't sound like long enough.
But
I
he's
found
not
his
here right
kid
now.
and brought him home.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh my god!
You found a kid?
Yeah,
found a boy
quite
and
a
brought
deal,
him
I
home.
might add. Free.
When did this happen?
You know that day that we all just kind of left each together for a while?
No.
No, I hung out with Augie. It was great.
Vera and I went shopping.
Yeah,
Oh,
do
really?
you like my old robes?
Yeah, I did my own thing.
I had a night to myself, and it was wonderful.
I went to the library, and on the way back, I found a boy, and the boy was lost, and he was sad. But I used my intelligence to follow the sun's direction and go the opposite way, and brought the kid home to this house
Likely
where they now
story.
reside.
Wait,
So my previous plan of smashing things and beating up people wouldn't be so good if they recognized that I was the one that saved him when I've already got an in with the family.
The cop flips to the next page of the notebook. Uh-huh, and then what?
So
Very
we can
good, sir.
definitely use this to our advantage.
So what you're saying is you're going to stay in the carriage while we go mess stuff up.
Well, no, we don't need to mess stuff up anymore. I guess we can still keep it as a backup, but I'm pretty sure hi, remember me? I'm a nice guy. I saved your kid. Hey, you know that one dude who's also on the council? He's bad news. Check it out. Just, talk to him, and you'll probably tell he's bad news. Because that's how bad people usually are, is there?
Copy,
He's probably
paste.
just because he has a suspicious mustache.
Well, okay. I start taking my disguise off. As in, I take off my my tabard. Yes. I almost said halberd. That's not
I take off my halberd.
I take off
And
my...
if you think I'm
I
doing this because
disrobe!
I didn't want to act like a dwarf,
That's a-
and I
that's a-
swing the beard around, if you think I'm doing this because I didn't want to act like a dwarf, no. That would have been the most wildly fun thing to do. Because, oh my gosh, this is stupid. Look at me. I've got a hammer. I like rocks. That's it. That's their two things. And every one of them sounds the same.
And dwarf walks past.
I was gonna say, hold on just a second here. That sounds kind of racist, sir.
Yeah, like who honestly?
As dwarves on the street are walking past the carriage, and you're just going on a tirade about dwarves.
Hey, fuck you!
I don't know this carriage, but fuck you.
Well, so here's where I decided this. I just researched the hammers of Moradrin. One of their things was enemies is goblinoids, so I
Yeah.
feel like it'd be a mutual thing.
Perfect.
And that's where that began. 5 minutes ago, I'm a racist.
Tale as old as time. Goblins and dwarves. Also dwarves and elves.
I'm gonna continue.
Also dwarves
Dwarves
and
and
orcs.
who?
I'm gonna continue
Why do
wearing my
dwarves, like, hate
grandmother
everyone?
outfit.
Okay.
I'm still looking through Rootin's eyes from
I'm
above as I just...
Still going to go in the back door.
Alright, so. What's
That's just
happening
personal
first?
preference.
The only thing worse than a drow going in the back door is a drow going in the front door.
Gross.
Alright, so who's knocking on the door?
Kiss your
I don't
mouth
even-
with that mouth.
I knock.
No! I need an explanation! I need an explanation of that
Archie
one.
is knocking on the door.
I think that might have been the dirtiest joke I've ever heard Sam make.
I didn't even
ever.
mean it as a dirty joke. I just knew you guys would take it as a dirty joke. We
Come
took
on,
it as
that
something
means
alright.
it's a dirty joke. That's what that means.
I said this thing knowing you all would take it this way.
You
Yeah.
perverts!
You knew.
Fair.
Did Sunjumper tell me his name when I?
He did not.
Okay, cool.
Sun jumper?
I'd like
Stone
to,
jumper.
While he's
Stone.
knocking.
just
So-
do a
Rock
quick
hopper.
perimeter, see if there's any, guards or anything.
Okay. Are you in bat form?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Just as the me.
Alright, go ahead and make a stealth check. Archie, as you're knocking on the door, there's a... And you see a much older dwarf than the last one that answered the door. He's got a thin kind of wispy beard. Looks like his vision is starting to go a little bit in his eyes. He's got long, droopy eyebrows that sort of wisp down the sides of his face. Big liver spots on the top of his head.
Older than the grandfather?
Oh yeah. Can I help you, my good man?
I elbow Viru and I'm like, another one of us.
What?
This
Who
is
said
like-
that?
This was yesterday, probably, right? Or
It's
2 days
probably
ago?
been 2 or 3 days
Oh.
ago.
2 days. Okay. A few days ago, I brought a boy here.
His eyebrows kind of raise a little bit.
he
I
was
brought
lost.
boy here.
The other night.
And I returned him to the grandfather, and the grandfather offered some assistance should I ever need it. And I had no intention of cashing in on such a favor, but things have changed, and I would like to speak to his grandfather once again.
Master Tyrig is at his place of employment presently. His grandson Billy is home, though.
Here, I thought that was just like.
May I talk to Billy?
So I suppose. Come on in.
May a strange goblin talk to this boy.
Right after he mentioned the
I
bringing
shall
of boil.
chaperone.
Very well.
I'm gonna chaperone the chaperone. I don't trust him.
Chaperone. Good chap. Come on in, then.
A good chaperone.
I'm going
was
to. So
thinking-
are we all walking in then together?
If you would like.
Yes, I'm following.
Yeah, I'm following
a 19.
along.
A 19 at Delta. Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, excuse me, sir.
Well,
Do you have a restroom I could use?
oh, certainly. If you made the map upside down, you head down the hall to the right. You'll find it next to the relaxation reflection pool. It's a separate room. Don't worry, madam.
I just pictured this.
Alright, so I'm going to wander off in that direction, but I don't have to use the restroom. I'm going to investigate the house.
One moment, please. And he picks up a small bottle. Billy, there's someone here to see you. And it takes minutes, and eventually you hear a.
Drum roll.
Oh, hi!
Please stop touching yourself.
Hi, Billy. Remember me?
Yes, I remember you, sir. You brought me home. I was lost. I chased the sun. I thought it was a balloon.
Yeah, see, I thought the balloon hit, but see, there's no malicious intent.
I'm like staring at Archie like,
Hi, who are you guys?
But apparently a very helpful adventure. These are my friends. I met them like a week ago.
That's almost twice as long as I've known you.
Yeah, exactly. And we're best buddies, aren't we, Billy?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
I was lost by a library, and it was super boring.
That's right. Here, have a gold piece.
Neat.
I don't know. I think kids like shiny things.
I like shiny things.
I personally like shiny things.
Frederick's like, where's my gold piece?
Exactly.
So what do you guys?
No one else gets a gold piece.
What do you
That's
guys
for
want?
Billy.
I walk out of the kitchen and I take off my sunglasses. Not much. Just kick back, relax, have a few brews.
Hey, those are really good and refreshing. I love a claw brune.
Yeah, LaCroix.
Looks like camera. Claw brune.
You gotta censor your mouth too, so you can't tell what you're.
Actually, Billy, I was hoping to speak to your grandfather if he was here today, but it sounds like he's off at work, so I just thought I'd talk to you for a bit.
He's been working a lot lately. He's getting home later and later.
What does he do? What do you know? I don't know what you know about his business.
Not a lot. Bugginsworth doesn't tell me a lot. I forget his name.
Sorry,
He's the butler. He's old and boring.
Who's his name? What's his name?
Bugginsworth.
Bugginsworth?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have a cool dwarf name like the rest of us.
Nice.
Very good, sir.
Why is he working so much?
Oh, he just sort of seemed like he was working a whole lot lately, and then he just stopped coming home. He doesn't tell me a lot. Once in a while, I'll have a few hours free in the evening, and we'll go outside and throw a rock, or go to the park and kick the rock back and forth.
You mean stone?
Yeah.
I think very loudly to myself, dwarves and rocks.
These fucking dwarves.
Oh, that sounds like fun. He doesn't come home and complain about work at all ever?
Well, not that I hear, but sometimes I can hear him complaining up in his room.
Oh yeah, I complain in my room sometimes too.
Okay.
Very loudly?
Well, quietly, loudly, depends what you're into. Isn't that right, small boy?
What?
Say it.
I've learned
Please
too
say
many
it.
names this episode. What was the name of
Billy.
the evil bad senator?
Billy.
Argos Bouchard.
Argos.
Palpatine?
Billy?
Billy,
It's
does
me,
the name
Billy, the
Argos
Overlord.
Bouchard sound familiar?
Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
You've discharmed!
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, go ahead, Archie.
Billy, does the name Argos Bouchard sound familiar to you?
I think I've heard him mention it
In his room.
in his room. I also know his name just sort of from in general. He's some, like, big muckety-muck who works with the council.
He is, that's right, exactly. I was wondering if your grandfather had dealings with him.
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm just a small dwarf boy. I
That
don't know
sounds
the
good.
intricate workings of a business.
Why not?
I just like to watch rock ball.
Here, I take, I lift up my foot and I like pull out of the tread of the boot a small pebble and I hand it to him.
Neat.
It's a small rock, Billy.
I like it. It's like a regular rock, but smaller.
It's a pet rock. You can have that and probably start selling those because you'll make a ton of money if they haven't done that already.
Bugginsworth, take this to my room and feed it. Very good, sir. And he like walks out of the room.
I'm like, is he okay?
He's old and grumpy because he's here with me all day. We don't have a lot to
Alright.
talk about.
I follow Bugginsworth because I'm his chaperone.
Oh my god. For a hot second, I thought you meant follow like Twitter.
Every NPC, Jonathan creates a Twitter account.
Yes.
There's not a big following. It's just me and the 1d4+1 account. But you know, we'll get there.
John talking to himself through all of the different Twitter
Arky,
accounts.
Arky,
That
Arky.
actually would be amazing.
30 Twitter accounts on this phone.
That way he
The
can
battery
like,
dies like that.
that way he can like his own jokes without it being the same account.
Oh, cool. 52 likes. Neat. Viral.
Arky. Asterisk. Cough.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fun 2 hours.
Bugginsworth, is it alright if we go outside and play rock ball?
Certainly. Mind the koi pond.
Okay.
Master Billy
Awesome.
chased one the other day thinking it was a cat. I'm not good at identifying things.
You know what, Billy? Let's go identify things that aren't rocks. I'm gonna take Billy out into the garden and stall
Drown him.
for a time to
Take
search
him
the
out
house,
the back
and
and shoot
possibly others, should they decide to do that.
I'm gonna yell as they're leaving. Hey Billy, do you know that the sun's a big rock on fire?
Oh, I knew it. I told them at school and they threw me into a toilet. But I knew the voices were right.
I'm like, good luck, Archie!
All right.
All right.
So, while you two are out in the garden, Roland, what are you doing in the backyard?
Oh, I thought we were gonna follow my thing, and they were just gonna be like, "What did they do while we were gone?"
I wanted to just kind of do like a perimeter sweep, see if there were any guards. Is this like a 2-story building?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It is 2 stories. The top of the building, as you're walking around, you can kind of see as like a glassed dome over one portion of it.
Okay. Are there any windows on the second floor?
On the second floor, there are. As you walked up to the house, the gardens and stuff were over to your left, and you kind of swerved around to your right.
Okay.
On the second floor, there is a somewhat large, sort of dark green glass panel, kind of
Gotcha.
matches the trim of the building, and that seems to be the only window on the second floor.
Can I tell if it appears to be openable?
Go ahead and make a perception check, or an investigation check, I suppose.
Well, 9.
9. It's hard to tell. Like the sun's kind of beating down on it, and just like, the sun, I hate it.
Yep.
And
Oh, actually, I should have had disadvantage with that.
oh yeah,
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 on my first one.
just about as bad as you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Okay. Right about when I see Archie and the kid walk out. Archie and the kid.
Coming off serious.
Oh my god.
ABC.
Yep, it says doing. I
ABC,
was gonna say coming to a theater near you, but
ABC Wednesday nights, 6 p.m.
right after
Sweet,
Young
sweet,
Sheldon.
save the goblin and boy.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, Archie, with this big important rock ball game coming up. I have so many stresses with school and
My
learning
grandpa
the
says if I don't get my
climbing
grades
rocks
up, I
guy.
can't play rock ball anymore.
Wait, no, it's just High School Musical. I'm sorry.
Push it to the limit, cause I'm in it too.
Pan's just rolling.
Every episode he just dies.
Anything else you would like to do, Roland?
Yeah, so when I see them walk out the back door, I will go in the front door.
Oh, okay. So, anyone who's still standing in the front, is it just Kismet and Fenric in the front now, or are you guys on
Like the
first
like
two?
the front room.
Yeah, like you came in and it was like a.
Has Aurora
foyer.
found anything walking around the house?
Yeah, I was gonna say as soon as that's it, Roland has rejoined who's ever in the foyer. Aurora, you walked around into the relaxation room. You saw there was a small rest room in this area as well. This spot seems to sort of have like a magically grown pair of trees that look like they kind of like came from the Underdark, growing in like a dim glowing puddle. They kind of look like what are those?
Bonsai. No.
Like a mangrove.
Oh, with the roots that
Yeah,
are
like
out of
they
the
kinda, like,
water?
stretch down like that. There's a couple of those growing into it. You can see like an albino school of fish sort of swimming around. Yeah, with the roots.
It is very relaxing.
Aurora falls asleep.
To your
Just
right,
like that.
you can see what looks to be sort of like a domed-in porch almost, but completely closed off except for one small square beam of sunlight coming in from a panel on the top. And to your left, you can see a hallway.
I'm going to go into the hallway. I'm actually going to be searching for some type of office or study or library or something like that.
Okay. Making your way down the hallway, to your right, you can see.
And I'm kind of being stealthy, but I'm also like.
Sure. Go and make it just a general stealth check to see
Okay.
how you can navigate this house.
That was pretty. Oh, here it is. 13.
13? Okay. You kind of hear your own footfalls here and there, but you're not stomping around the house by any means. Walking down the hallway, you can see that there is, to your left, there is a large room which has several couches sitting in it, and a very large beam of sunlight coming down, like you can see up through the floor of the second story and up to the roof. There's a big sunbeam coming down. To your right, approaching another door, there's a set of stairs that leads up, and then another room ahead that sort of seems to have a bunch of stuffed mounts hanging on the walls and things like that.
I'll take a look in the room with the big beam of light.
Check. Go ahead and make
All the couches.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. Are you going into it and looking around, or are you
Yeah.
just sort of like poking your head?
No, I'll go into it.
Okay.
I figure like if I'm gonna find anything, it would be like on a desk with papers and like that sort of thing. Like it's not gonna be like sitting right out. Ooh, nat 20.
That's funny. Nice. You look around this room. It genuinely just seems to be sort of like a leisure-like reading room. That seems like maybe this is where people take tea when they have guests. There is a few, looking around with a nat 20, you find a few books on the shelves that are fake, and they just sort of seem to have like hollowed out pages in them, but nothing inside.
Are the hollowed out pages in the shape of anything, or are they just like?
Just sort of seems like a drilled out rough circle shape.
Booty.
Red booty, blue booty.
Right booty, left booty.
No.
All right. I will take a look in the next room then.
Alright, you step back out into the main hallway. The stairs are in front of you. Looking straight ahead as you're standing in the doorway of the sunroom as you're leaving, you can see straight ahead of you what looks to be a large dining room. To your left was the next room, which sort of seemed to have the trophies and things hanging on the wall.
I'll go in the trophy room.
Alright, stepping ahead. Go ahead and make another look around.
Okay.
Has she been within sight since I
10.
went into the house?
No.
No, okay.
10.
Noted.
This room is, you can see like some bottles of what looks to be some fancy, expensive liquor sitting in decanters. You can see a few different containers containing tobacco and some things along those lines. There are some fairly rare-looking species hanging up on the walls to decorate this room. You can see a few what looks to be creatures of the Underdark. You can see sort of some terrifying-looking fish that you've never heard of. Even a few, what almost looks like, not quite, but almost dragon heads that sort of decorate the walls in here.
Alright, I'm just sort of soaking it in. I would like to keep investigating, like, and going upstairs and that sort of thing too. Like, I really want to, like, be thorough in this room, but I might just be doing the same thing over and over again, so I don't know how interesting that would be.
I was planning on going upstairs.
I was gonna say,
All right.
you want to take it out?
We'll
take
say
a
that,
look?
like, as you get into
I'm
the
gonna
trophy
split it
room,
up a little bit.
as you get into the trophy room, Roland will say you kind of come around the corner.
Before doing that, I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
And I'm going to look
Like Virio.
like Aurora.
Okay. All right. So, Aurora, you see yourself kind of walk around the corner.
Is it the scene like when in cartoons when there's somebody thinks it's a mirror, but it's actually just a doorway?
God.
Exactly.
It's the Spider-Man.
So I don't see him turn into Aurora, I just see Aurora.
You see Aurora come.
All right, I would
well,
be
I guess that's kind of your purview, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I would, because the butler isn't in the main room, right?
yeah, you haven't bumped into him while you
He's
were
No.
upstairs with me, going to the boys' room to feed the rock.
Okay.
Yep.
Luckily, Virio is not very quiet. He's probably just chatting away, so you'll hear him
Right.
coming.
Pension.
Yeah, so I would have gone and seen the just few people left, and then Disguise Self as Aurora.
Okay. As you are making your way upstairs, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Will do. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
And can I hear Virio?
Virio, what are you and Bugginsworth doing?
We're walking with the rock, and we're taking it to the room. And I've just been like, so, yeah, you guys get a lot of visitors here.
Master Stonejumper gets not many callers. Mainly his grandson's parents come to call once in a while when they're in town. And the occasional business associate will arrive.
Oh, I see. Do they make you, you fetch them things when they have these business associates like, oh, get me a nice club room.
Yes, everyone enjoys a nice club, but I also do much of the cooking within the house, and when we have dinner parties, whereas they are these days, I attend to everyone's needs.
Oh, a dinner party. Well, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Do you have one coming up?
Not that I'm aware of, but if Master Tyrick sees fit to do so, I'd love to see the house full again. It's just me and that damn boy all day.
Yeah, no, children are the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's just what we're chatting. We're just
Yes.
shooting the shit.
He's still doing
Younger
like
generation.
He's still doing like the blind act.
Yeah, but I've taken the glasses off and I've like tucked them in my robe, so you can obviously see that I'm looking.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes.
still just tapping it.
Good. So it's not very stealthy, so I would say that you can kind of hear those two talking as they're walking
I'm gonna go
around.
the other way.
Alright, so as you came up to the top of the stairs, you guys took a straight shot down. There was several doors directly to your right, Virio. There was a large room which has a large closed oak door and kind of like a dull orange glow coming from inside it. You walk straight past that, and you come into Billy's room.
Door that says don't go in. Got it.
It doesn't say that. It just is a closed oak, like heavy oak door.
What's behind there?
Sunstones.
What's a sunstone?
Would you like to see?
Yeah.
Alright, well, come this way.
Show me your stones.
Today has been very
bad.
good.
So Bugginsworth starts taking off his jacket and he hangs it on a hook.
I do the same with my robes. I take off my new collared thingy that I got, the riding cloak, and I hang it up. Like,
Do you need a robe? It's quite warm in there.
I try. When I want to wear less things, if it's warm. I start taking off more of my clothes.
He's actually in the process of like taking his suspenders off and dropping his pants.
Are you guys on the second floor?
Yeah.
Are you gonna witness
I was
this?
gonna say, about this moment, Roland, you come up and see two old men's butts.
I gesture out.
He creaks the door open, and as you walk in, you can see that there are some benches in here. There's a large...
Wait, did you say benches or dentures?
benches.
Okay. I heard dentures.
Bad boys on.
They're just the whitest teeth. They're making this bright glow in the room.
It's so warm.
As you walk in, there are some like large boulders sitting in one corner of this room, which like are they almost look like there's like a fire kind of swirling around inside them, and they are like emitting this like really pleasant like warmth from them. And on the back wall where the benches are, you can see that there are like champagne bottles like in some large chests, which are just packed with like ice, and there seems to be some kind of enchantment on it, chilling them. Pop-filled, bubbly old boy, what say?
You want? Oh, is it Clawbrune in large bottles for fancy occasions? Why, that's a brilliant idea.
Oh, you can fool people into thinking you're getting blitzed, but you aren't.
That sounds nice. Sure.
He like pops the bottle and like pours you a glass of. It's just plain like Clawbrune.
Nice. We cheers in the nude.
Just a couple of old dudes drinking some water.
Cheers with what?
Some spicy water.
Some
Spicy
Spicy
water.
water.
So Roland, you kind
Upstairs.
of like watch
Downstairs.
I'm gonna go with the not that way.
All right. So that was to the right. Straight ahead, there seems to be three more simplistic doors, and directly to your left, there sort of seems to be a large green door.
I'm gonna go to that one.
Okay. As you before opening it up.
I'm gonna check for traps first.
All right. Go ahead.
16.
16. Doesn't seem to be trapped.
I will open it.
All right. As you open it, you can see that this is
Trapped.
almost certainly. It's a room full of men with crossbows, and they go, "Gotcha, nerd." This is almost certainly the master bedroom.
Okay.
It's got what we would equate to like a king size bed for like maybe a Goliath, despite it being a dwarven owner of the house.
Parties.
There are
Orgy.
Hell yeah.
Oh
a
my.
lot of orgies in Zadar.
Meanwhile, on the floor, we see a bowl waiting.
Looking around this room, there is some greenery arranged across the walls and stuff. There's sort of like thin wooden slats which have vines kind of intertwining in them. They kind of grow all the way across the walls and stuff. There are quite a few shelves in this room. You see, this is where most of Tyrig's clothes and things must be.
Okay.
And then there is, over to your right, looks like there's a small end table, which has a notepad on it. And that's kind of what you get when you kind of scan the room.
I'll look at the notepad.
Okay. Just picking it up and looking at it. Doesn't seem to be anything written on it. It seems like a blank page. Nope.
Flip through to bit.
Flip through. Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
All right. 23.
23. Okay. Flipping through the pages, you kind of flip through, and it's like just nothing written, nothing written, nothing written, and then you flip through again, nothing written, nothing written. Then you do it again, and like just the light in the room kind of catches it differently. You can kind of see the indentation, like for the last thing that was written on this notepad.
Okay.
And it is a number.
It was on the floor.
Ooh.
8, 6, 7, 5, 9.
And that number.
69, 420.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
I can find it.
Nice.
2213.
2213.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there like a any sort of drawer in this end table?
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a kind of a thicker one on top and then like a thinner one beneath it.
I'll check them both for traps.
Okay, go ahead.
Multiple sets of drawers.
Gotta search all the drawers. 12.
12. You seem safe.
Okay. I'll open the top one.
Top one. As you pull it open, you can see that there is a set of shears, like pruning shears,
Okay.
and they seem to have been like ground down and dull.
Well used. Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. Put that back in. Close that bottom one.
Go and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Haha, trap.
Trap!
Dexterity 17.
17, okay. You take half. A small little puff of acid, or not acid, sorry, a small dart, wrong trap. Pops out. You take 2 points of piercing damage. It's just this small little dart just catches you in the shoulder.
Okay.
Now make a constitution saving throw for me.
Good. Con. Yes. That's an 8.
An 8. Take 2 points of poison damage.
Cool. All right. Is it locked?
Nope. As you pulled it open, it's sort of like a spring trap. So as
Okay.
you
So the
pulled
dart
it
came
open-
from inside.
Yeah.
The,
and
okay.
You pulled it forward, just sort of got you in the shoulder.
Perfect.
Forehead.
Yeah, shoulder.
It's got the handle of a very, very elegant looking skeleton key.
Okay.
And it extends outward like a key, but there are no teeth on it.
I will take that.
Okay.
And do I have a grasp on how this trap works? Like, could I put the dart back?
Try to reset it? Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that out as like a same skill set as check for traps, sort of like
Okay.
just putting it back together and things like that.
That's a 10.
A 10. It's kind of tricky to do. You get the idea that there must be some other element to setting this trap.
Okay.
So like it takes you a few minutes, and it's you can kind of tell like when you slide it, the drawer back in, that like it doesn't seem like it's sitting quite right.
Gotcha.
But it seems like the trap is at least rudimentarily reset.
Okay. Was there like a desk in this room or anything like that?
There was, yes. As you came into the room, the end table is sitting off to your right. There's a desk sort of between the end table and like where the room bends around to the bed.
Okay. I'm gonna go and check that one for traps.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check or check for traps.
Oh my goodness, 10.
10. Seems safe. This one has like a large, thin door at the top, and then 2 drawers to the right.
Okay. This time I'm going to take about a 10-15 foot step to the side and open it with Mage Hand, because I'm an idiot and should have done that last time.
Which drawer?
I don't know, just any
Okay.
Any just random ones of all the trapped ones that you have in there, John.
We'll say Mage Hand kind of like goes through and like pulls them open one at a time.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like there's any traps in this one.
Okay. I'll look at him then.
Okay.
See what there he is.
Go ahead and just make a general investigation check as you're looking through this desk.
General investigation. My freaking goodness. 13.
13. You open the top drawer. It just sort of seems to be like pens and like things like that. You open the side one. It seems to have like sort of scrawled out notes about a few things. It seems to sort of like he has made out his notes for like his balancing his checking account more or less.
Gotcha.
And as you open the bottom one, you're looking through some more papers that sort of seem to be along that line, or like blank ones for future use.
Okay.
There seems to be a small round hole at the bottom of it.
Okay. I'm gonna take the key, or the whatever thing,
Yeah.
and just
Fuck.
As you stick the key into the hole, the vines to your right between the end table and the desk sort of peel apart, and you hear a door unlatch, and you see the wall sort of slide over slightly.
okay.
This is all a metaphor.
This is doing it for me.
Yeah, check for more traps.
Key in the hole in the vines part.
Oh my.
Yes.
And that secret door you
Upstairs,
got.
Virio.
Sex.
I don't know what that means, sir. My grandpa says I'm not supposed to talk about
Sorry,
that.
my mind was off. Why don't you go kick that rock again?
Will do! And he scampers over and kicks like a boulder. Ah!
I feel a disturbance in the
Nice.
force.
I'm gonna try casting message, like approximating the front area
Okay.
to anyone still there.
Okay.
And it was up the stairs to the left, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Through the green door.
Right. I'm going to just say I'm finding some interesting things up here. Anyone who is interested, meet me upstairs to the left, room with the green door.
Okay. And that was towards the general foyer entry area. And was that Kismet and Fenric still in there, I believe?
Yeah, I've just been sitting.
Uh-huh.
Well, can't handle a
At
solo
this point,
mission, Roland.
At this point, I
Need
think
some dialogue?
Hey, I
You're
can. I just don't want to
investigating
have
the same
to.
You sort of like saw Roland go upstairs as you, and then
Okay.
you were in the trophy room, and then all that transpired. Like what
Okay,
Liz did.
I gotcha. So yeah, I'm not there yet.
All right. So Kismet and Fenric.
There's already been enough sex this episode. I don't want to go upstairs.
Mm-mm.
Would anyone like to join me?
Fenric, you hear the message.
You using your D2?
Are you gonna come with? You gonna hold down the fort?
With to what?
Oh, did you not hear that?
No.
No, I'm aware. Yes.
No. Well done. Very well done.
Oh,
Oh.
I
Kismet, take a point of inspiration.
Oh my goodness. Roland said he found some stuff upstairs. And I don't know, it was very vague and vaguely sexual. I'm kind of curious.
I'm like so disgusted.
Oh, but not sexual at all. Definitely not. Let's go upstairs and check it out.
Wink.
Nice.
I will like cautiously follow Fenric up.
All right. You
Let's
guys
go.
make your way around the corner to the main hallway. Aurora, I would see that you see them coming that way.
Aurora, follow me. We're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, Roland. I don't know. Spoke to me.
Does that sometimes?
It's pretty rare, but it happens.
Three of you make your way up the stairs. You can vaguely hear the echoing voices of Virio and Buggensworth in the other room.
In the sauna.
Yeah. In the dry sauna.
What a very steamy episode.
My goodness.
Piles of clothes outside the room.
Yes.
There's two piles of clothes outside the room. You hear two old men, ha, 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 laughing at each other's jokes and the chinging of glass.
Okay.
Good one. Oh
I like gag a bit.
Rightly so.
I don't even question it.
What clothes are on the floor?
All of them.
Well, be more specific.
All of them.
Heart boxers.
Okay, I take his underclothes and I put them somewhere.
Yeah, I mean it's like
Who's?
it's like
Yes. Yeah.
it's like a wrap that I use. I kind of make a makeshift diaper, but with too many.
God,
It's just like strip of
I
cloth.
use like a shirt to like crumple it up in there and like take the clothes and put them somewhere else. Just like
You run to the kitchen, grab tongs, run back up.
just in the next room, but like behind the door, hiding it.
Perfect.
And then I scamper upstairs.
All right. You
I
guys-
moved the rest of the clothes to where we had the underwear.
Good.
No, yeah, I put them all. I took them all and put
Okay,
them
all
up.
the clothes.
Yeah.
I've entered the room with Roland.
All right. As you step
As
in, you
I'm
can
doing all of that.
see Roland.
No,
shortly
you
after.
see Aurora.
Yeah, that's right. You
Oh,
see
yeah.
I'm still you.
I go,
Um,
oh yeah.
Sorry. So it's you, but my voice. Is it your voice? It's
Oh,
it's my voice.
Hello, it's me, Aurora Solis.
So I walk in and I'm like,
Gertrude and Gertrude.
Aurora, Roland.
Aurora, your voice.
you got a cold?
And I will just in the corner go, yeah.
So the real question is,
Yeah, I'm real
Can you
sick of this shit.
well,
Okay.
so I looked for a couple things, got shot with a dart.
Cool.
Found a key. Used that key to open a door.
Ooh.
Door open.
Should we
And the
check it
curtains
out?
have parted? Okay.
Shall we check it out?
Sure. Works for me.
All right. So you're gonna.
We
Right.
should probably check for traps first.
I open the door.
Too late now.
Swing the door open.
Henrik's checking for traps with himself.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity save.
Yep.
For me.
Yeah.
I want to put my hooves in these holes.
Guys, there's so few hit points during the boss fight.
Why though?
I
Why?
wonder
How
why.
did this happen?
Well, okay, that one time I only took like 2 points of damage,
Yeah,
and I
that's true.
died because
Remember
of
that
it.
Yeah,
time
the one
Aurora
shot.
did 1 point of damage to you?
I forgot about it until he reminded me.
Yep.
Okay. 18. Not bad.
18K. You see a sort of like really sharp metal rod sort of flip out, and it's about like what would be like Roland's midsection, but you sort of duck underneath it, and it's like a rebar post, and it's like been sharpened.
That wanted to cut you in half.
It wanted to give me a haircut, like Aurora's.
Did it?
Don't you guys have the same haircut?
Just a couple.
Nearly.
I think mine's probably a little shorter.
Also,
I have to look at a
hers has
picture.
like cooler sides.
She's got the wing
Detailing.
thing going on.
Mine's
Yeah.
more military cut. Hers is more
Yeah.
Yeah.
as cool as that just was.
Cool.
Looking around in this room, you can see that there is nothing in this room except for a spiral staircase leading downward. And that is where we will end it tonight.
Perfect.
Good job investigating the haunted manor!
Yeah, such a good
Any
job.
We did a great job.
It was so good.
I can't believe you thought I heard the message.
I don't know. I don't think I know how message works.
Good. That's better.
Just as Fenric.
Okay.
Sometimes I hear voices. I don't know why.
It's usually
I
Roland.
thought Roland was a telepath. I don't know.
All right. Thanks for watching and listening, folks. We are back again Monday the 15th at 6 p.m. probably.
Yeah.
Yet
Regular time.
TBD characters.
DVD fighty boys.
It's gonna be good.
It'll be a fun time.
It's gonna be good. I'm gonna be serious for once in my life.
Yes.
I'd believe you, but
You'll
I
see.
don't. Now the question is, should my character be serious?
Can
I was gonna bring out Wonderland for my character.
Oh,
Hey guys, what's with all the mystery?
Oh my.
Everyone's so serious.
do it. Just bring a backup.
I'm just playing literally a homunculus. I have 1 hit point.
oh my.
I hope this
Anyway.
doesn't come to blows.
Oh, a gust of wind.
Ah.
I stubbed my toe.
I'm dead now.
I think that's it. Is that it? See you Monday.
It's a great,
Bye!
a great
What?
preview.
What?
Have a good Monday. Ryan loves you. Drink Clarbrune. Bye.
A lot.